Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be watching the preview that was put up today for Silk and Silver, not the next DLC, even though in the captioning, it does say, well, in the little description thing, it does say the next major expansion, because it is technically the next major expansion, but I think it did confuse people into thinking it was the next expansion, which it isn't. We've got By God Alone to come first, so, yeah, I don't know how many of you have watched this, but this was released this morning, and I was thinking of making like a video about it, but I thought, you know what, we'll just watch it tonight and just see what we think about it, because I imagine the dev diaries must be, now they've done one of these live streams, I would imagine next week we get our first dev diary. I don't know whether it'll be about this or By God Alone. I haven't watched this yet. I have seen some of the stuff from it. I did a post today. They're doing building queues, which is interesting. I also saw something about like developments going. We're not getting development anymore. It's now changing to prosperity once this comes out. I did see earlier some pretty good stuff in it. Well, we shall see, Llama, and welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. There's also, obviously, we might get some spoilers for By God Alone stuff in this as well. I mean, to be honest, most of the stuff they've shown us, you know, they've shown us at least the initial version of everything, so I don't think there's going to be any crazy spoilers, but like the building queue we didn't know about, so that's interesting. I think they said at the stream there's no dev diary next week. Oh, well, there we go. I wonder if they meant just for this, though, or like no dev diary, so no By God Alone dev diary. I guess that might make sense. They did say early August. I mean, next week's the first full week of August, I guess. I'm kind of surprised we're not going to get one next week. I mean, it's only 6 weeks till By God Alone comes out. 7, I guess. Okay, yeah, maybe 7. No, yeah, I don't mind spoilers, guys. I don't mind spoilers at all. We'll give people a couple of minutes to come in before we start watching it. I think it's like an hour long. We'll see how long this takes, and then if we've got time, we'll carry on with our campaign in both Iberias. So we'll see what time it is once it gets around to there. I have left them over here. I didn't want to be rude and cover them up, and most of the stuff we're going to see is going to be in this corner. So I'm hiding at the bottom of the screen today for this bit, because most of the stuff we're going to see is going to be over that way and this way. So I'm going to hide here for now. But yeah, we'll give it another couple of minutes and then we'll start watching. Like I say, see what they've got to talk about. For what I have seen, they've updated the UI a little bit at least. You know, obviously, as they're getting further and further. But this isn't out till November. We don't have a specific date yet, unless they mention it here, which I don't think they do, because I think I would have seen it somewhere today. But, you know, we can see what they've got to show off for us, and I know they show us the starting screen, which we're going to get to in a minute, and yeah, just thought it'd be fun to have a watch. I think the last 20 or so minutes is Q&A rather than yeah, I imagine it is, but again, be interesting to talk through. Well, I think so. Judge Magikarp, it's been a while, dude. 3 a.m. here in Italy, but it's a holiday. Well, that's good. It's also a heat wave, making us not be able to sleep. Oh, yeah, I've heard it's crazy in Europe. It's hot enough here in Western Canada. Today is actually the first day without smoke, just making it horrific to be outside. Today actually cleared out, which was nice. And Agor, hopefully you are doing well as well, my dude. Like I say, we'll give people like another minute, and then we're just going to start watching this, and I'll be pausing along it, and if you've got, you know, I just thought it'd be fun to watch. And then, like I say, we'll carry on with the campaign if we've got time afterwards, which we probably will. I don't think it'll take us 3 hours to watch like a 40-minute live stream, but you never know. We might just get yapping, and then it is what it is. So we shall see. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun. And we're on the you know, the road to new DLC finally. So we'll see what it's gonna give us. All right. Let's turn the music off. Let me know if they're loud enough or not. I think I've got it set to the right volume, but let me know if you can't hear them, if you're interested in hearing them at all. If you don't want to hear me, tell me. You know, I can turn myself down. You can just listen to them if you want. Not too bad. Been a wait all day. We still have to wait a bit for a dev diary. Yeah, it does sound like it. It sounds like not even next week. I thought we might get a By God Alone one next week, but I guess not. I guess, yeah, it'll be another week. But then, I mean, then they're going to come thick and fast because we're going to have all the ones on the build up to By God Alone, and they've already said they're doing some for this before that comes out. This was one of the videos that killed my desire to want to play CK3 as it is now. I want all the new features. I know, that is the problem with it. Like, I like that they show stuff off early, but that is always the risk of like, well, now I don't want to play the game. I don't want to play the game I'm playing. I want to wait for this game to come out. So, yeah, that is always a risk. But I'd rather they showed it off early and we get to look at it and stuff. But yeah, it is that thing of like, well, now I want to play like this way. But not to be. Anyway, let's go watching. Like I say, let me know if I need to turn them up or down. I think I've got it about right, but I'm not too sure. So let's get going.
Jump in. You can see our lovely still in development overlay, just in case that wasn't clear enough already.
My hope for baptisms and godparents are in the dirt. Oh no. We might get that. That could be like an event pack though. You know, once they've got all the other stuff in, you could get that stuff as an event pack in the future. That's the kind of thing I could see them adding as an event pack. So we've got our first, well, the 1066 bookmark. It is called Channels of Commerce. It is obviously 1066. For a realm to thrive, it not only needs to sustain itself, but keep the flow of goods moving. A ruler does not win grand campaigns based on birthright. After all, it is gold that procures weapons, provisions, and foreign aid that bolsters their armies. Merchants are at play behind every trade, every deal struck, moving caravans and ships along legendary routes, and if they do not get the recognition they deserve, they will carve out a place for themselves. From wealth becomes the measure of power. Will you lead your family to dominate the market and manage a lasting trade empire? So this is one of the bookmarks. I would imagine 867 and 1178 will have different characters. I would imagine there'll be one of these for each start date. Maybe not, though. Maybe there isn't. Maybe there's only ones later. But you can see the bookmark characters. Obviously, you can play other places, but this is the bookmarked ones. Is obviously Venice, the Karamids, which is, I think she's the character they're going to show us today mostly. We got this guy down in Delhi, and then in Leoxi, which I think somewhere, yeah, that's Korea here, isn't it? Yeah, so it's on the coastline here of China. You can also be a merchant, or obviously a custom character as well. I wonder if the later one or earlier one, I really think one of these will be Zanzibar. I know I always say that because they did mention it specifically why they were adding it, because it was a trade place. So maybe in the future, but there we go. That's our new bookmark. I mean, it's kind of well spread out. Obviously, Venice was always going to be one of them. I wonder if 1178 you'll have like Pisa and maybe like Hamburg or one of the Hanseatic League places maybe will be one of the bookmark characters. I'm not too sure, but obviously there's way more than this. Well, I presume there's more than this, but they're the ones they're showing us. Anyway, enough of me yapping. Let's see what they got to say.
Yeah,
So it's still in development.
it is very much still in development. We will start by going to Wusha. Wusha is one of our bookmark merchants. She is one of the so-called...
There's going to be a lot of pausing. They do show off the Italian republics and talk about the German republics later. Awesome. That's good to hear. Again, they've clicked into the character. Just merchants. Obviously, a bit of history about them. Are they going to outlast every storm? And everything we see here, they do mention this. I skipped the very beginning of the live stream. The beginning bit, they do say, obviously, everything is very work in progress, as you can see in the background for a lot of this. So this is obviously all subject to change, folks. But they just want to show it off to us.
The Jewish traders of Qaeda.
Oh, that's a nice loading screen.
I have to say, I actually really like this new loading screen.
I agree with the dude.
Artists did a pretty good job on it.
Always do a good job, the artists.
He spent a lot of time working on it.
I see a comment on YouTube. Give us cotton and copper. Those are both trade goods, aren't they?
They're both trade goods, yeah.
Fantastic.
They're getting asked a question, bring us copper and cotton. They're already in the game. They're already one of the ones they announced. As I said, I don't think there's anything majorly different here. So we are going to be pausing quite a bit today. No, not that I can see.
46 if I recall correctly.
No table, though. I guess we're going to get a special table.
remove this.
I do look forward to have a loading screen that isn't a busy Chinese street. I'm surprised they don't like cycle them more. Like just have them on a rotation. Maybe like the first month or two, it's always the latest one, but then after that, just have them on rotation so you see more of the other ones. I'm surprised they don't do that. I guess they just always show the latest one. I wish there was a way to pick the art shown on the load. Yeah, even that. Yeah, that'd be a good idea as well. If you could just pick it, that would be cool. So yeah, they're going to show us, obviously this is where the merchant is. These are the trade routes, I presume, that are going over the, the sea trade routes. Going between the ports, I would imagine. I'm sure they'll talk about this later on, but yeah, it looks like that's probably what these are, as they don't currently exist.
So yeah, we are merchant. We don't own the land, but we are in the land. So we have our little.
Oh, there we go. Zoomed in.
That's where we start off. We have.
All right, let's pause. Let's pause because there's probably going to be a good amount of stuff here. Don't know it's just me, but they're a lot quieter than you are. I can barely hear them. That's because you're supposed to be listening to me. Thank you, though. I did ask people to let me know, but you guys are all too polite to tell me they're too quiet. Or I know some of you have already watched it, so that might be why as well. Yeah, so obviously it is like landless, so you don't own, obviously, this land in this example. I know it sounded like in the previous dev diaries you could own land. The other guy beat you to it. There you go. I've seen the video already, but the devs are pretty low. Oh, there we go. I'll turn up. I know you're probably meaning from before, but there we go. I'll turn up a bit more. So yeah, you can see, obviously, this is our character sheet now. I don't think there's anything too crazy different. Obviously, merchant company. I guess this is the icon from Merchant Republic. Whatever this is on the top. I guess this means they're a merchant as well. This is a landed merchant. It's not a, because there's the two different types of merchant. We've got Egyptian. We've got Is this new? This is probably from By God Alone. The changes, because we do know that the Islamic realms are getting a bit of a change in By God Alone as well. So I wonder if that's why, because I don't think they start here in 1066. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. But I don't think anything else. I think apart from that, everything else looks... I don't know what this is. I'm sure they might talk about it. And then I think this is new, isn't it? Musta Arabi. I think that's new, isn't it? New culture, maybe? Again, they're probably going to talk about it. So I'll just let them talk. Let me know if it's better sound-wise.
The Caliph of Cairo, of Egypt. He's our suzerain. Well, effectively, he's our patron. And that means that we do have,
Ooh, there's more things. Move company, we know that. We know you're supposed to stay where you are, because if you move, your trade routes get broken. But sometimes you do want to move if there's lots of wars happening and stuff. Loan gold out to people, monopolize trade. They've talked about that in a previous dev diary. I've covered that on the channel. Study right. So this is obviously the new By God Alone stuff. I know nobles don't really deal with trade, and they got to make trade special. But I wish you could kind of mess with it. Just not a lot. In a previous dev diary, they have said you can do... Not really... Even if you're not a merchant, you can do trade to get things you need. Just in case there's no merchants around. But yeah, I don't think you can mess around with it. But we don't know. There might be interactions you can do to kind of mess around with it. Noble rulers can do some, internal, but it's pretty hands-off. Yeah, they, like I say, they mentioned that in a previous dev diary, that you can do stuff at a pinch, where it's like, well, I need this to boost a building. You can do it. But yeah, in general, you're not. But I'm sure you'll be able to do interactions. Again, they might talk about it. This is obviously with their patrons, so make a request. Patron being the realm your trade place is in. Make contract change, request merchant charter, puppet actions. Again, so this is from By God Alone. Make puppet. They did say By God Alone that was only going to be for court chaplains. So I wonder if in this, again, they might talk about it. I wonder if that means in Silk and Silver, you're going to be able to make your patron a puppet as well. You got to go. Well, thanks very much, Aegon, for stopping by at all. So, but yeah, if you can make it back, that'd be great. And then Great Doge Parade. I want to do one of those. Change House Unity. I know they do show that off later on because I was clicking through and I saw it. Anyway, I'll let them talk. But yeah, there's already some By God Alone stuff here, like studying rites. You can learn different religious stuff.
Yes. Don't mind that. That means that we do have a contract with him.
Oh, and here we go, the contract. Modifying the admin of the Caramid company, governed by obviously our character. I mean, it looks very like feudal, but patron contract. Again, they're probably going to talk about it, but I imagine that's how much gold you have to give him. And then that's how much prestige you get from him, probably, or have to give him. Trade support, and then marriage support as well. They'll probably talk about it, so.
And we will officially send him a little bit of money at the start, but we can
yeah, there we go. 13% at low, and then trade supported. So liege loses prestige, but you get competitiveness for doing it. Okay, I guess people look on it bad that you have merchants in your realm. I guess it seems a bit weird, but there we go.
And there's a couple of small things you can kind of do around here.
Oh, they're not going to talk about it more. I thought they'd show off more of that, but I guess
it's
not.
Not something that...
There we go. He's patron. A patron is a ruler who holds the province title where your domicile is located. Patrons take a portion of sales made in their market and can have several merchant subjects at once. I thought you could only have one. Oh, no, in the same city you can only have one. That is different, obviously.
Is used that much yet, but it's basically just always a relationship that goes between the merchant and whoever owns the land.
Oh, and she's holding the scales in this.
Merchant, of course, do have a merchant company. We can take a quick look at it over here.
Oh, they're going to show us the merchant stuff now. Again, I think they showed this off in a previous dev diary, this bit, but it does look like it's been changed a little bit. So, obviously, a merchant, traders, these are the different ranks you can do. So, trying to move up to rank 2. Yes. More trade competitiveness and some other thing. Increases chance to be granted charters by Duke rank patrons. So that's how they're going to limit it as well. You have to get the higher ranks to get, kings to give you stuff. And then I'm sure they're going to talk about it. So
you start off and you have a couple of different purposes. We used to have 5. Until recently, we cut it to 4. We have not yet changed the...
Oh, that's interesting.
The GUI
They've already cut one of them.
So it's very much set up as if there should have been a 5th one. And we removed that. The 5th one was War Profiteer, which has been merged into Creditor. We felt they were too similar. So
makes sense, in a way. Got rid of one of the more... I mean, War Profiteer, Creditor. I guess they'll just merge it, so Creditor, your... paying for wars and stuff like that. I guess it kind of makes sense. Might as well merge them together. But again, we've seen these before. Reputable, I think, is the generic one. And then Artisan, all around artifacts and stuff, or mainly focused on that. Creditor, I guess, now is war stuff and banking. And then Caravaneer, again, they cover that in a dev diary where you can make more trade routes, and the trade routes will be longer and stuff like that. But you can see for Creditor, so precious metals, trade expertise, plus 20%. So it actually focuses on a certain thing as well. I guess because you're making coins and stuff, I would presume. Creditor trade experience obviously is better. Unlock Seas Realm Casus Belli. So you can, I guess with this one, I guess maybe if they don't pay their debts, you can take the land. I wonder if you keep the land. Or do you sell it off to somebody else? Interesting. I guess that's what it means. Unlock Sponsor War character interaction. So maybe you can pay somebody to do a war. Like another leader, will you do this war? Or maybe they come to you and say, look, can you sponsor my war? Give me money and I'll give you something. Jet Fury, our dev diary's starting up again. I haven't read one of them since April or May. Somebody was saying earlier, at the end of this video, they do say they're not back next week, but they are back, well, I presume the week after. Because they did say they're coming back in early August, so if they're not back next week, it must be the week after. So another little gap before they're back. When targeted by a make-a-trade character interaction, rewards may include a strong hook, and use hooks on landed characters gives renown according to their tier. Ooh, interesting. Unlocks extend credit trade opportunities, which are like the contracts you get for unlanded, and then gets a special deputy, the bailiff, which obviously you're going to have special court positions, as it were.
So we ended up cutting it because it felt like they were kind of like.
This is definitely going to be the Banco Bravos. Oh yeah, I can't wait for Game of Thrones and what they do with this.
Stepping on its same space, basically.
Yeah, I mean, having played the development builds myself when War Profiteer was still a thing, I didn't immediately realize it had been cut. I was playing as Creditor and it felt exactly the same.
It's basically, it was very similar, so now we like merge them together and then we're going to go just clean this up and make it look nice eventually.
Yeah.
It does make sense they've merged those together. I love the idea of trade resources being native to the region of the map. Makes every county unique. Yes, that is good if that's how it works, because it'll mean... Yeah, because if you just had everything everywhere, kind of, then it kind of defeats the point. I want stuff to be like, oh, porcelain or something is only in the east, and you have to trade it across the entire map to get it, and things like that.
And
that's cool, showing that off then for us. Oh wait, what was that last one? I want to see what that last one was. Trade Empire.
And then you have like your like long-term.
There we go. Trade Empire. Costs you 4,000 gold to become one. 200% trade range increase. Trade competitiveness 75, and then increases the chance to be granted charters by emperors and above. So, I guess hegemons. I guess that's what it means. Emperors and hegemons. I suppose. Rank patrons. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, so if you have this Trade Empire, you can get stuff off the Emperor or hegemons.
Your long-term progression, which is focused around.
Already seen that one.
Your business, basically. I will say, of course, all of these numbers are very
work in progress. Yes.
So that means that any kind of number you see here, when it comes to competitiveness and range, etc., is still up in the air. Trade range and trade route length are going to be merged together as of next week.
Oh, they're merging these together as well. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Trade range, trade length. Yeah, I mean, to me, it already sounds like they're kind of the same thing. I guess range... Oh, I guess you could have something that's got like a longer range, but the length, you could like loop it around to make the length bigger. But I guess they're just going to do length as the thing. So like how long it is rather than how far you can do it kind of thing. It would make sense to merge these, to be honest.
So when you see these numbers here as well, that means that... oh, of course it doesn't stick. Why would it stick? Well...
You get a middle click.
There you go.
Action lock.
Of course, you changed it right before. I forgot about that.
Action lock is the superior tool.
Action lock is the superior.
I will die on this hill.
I don't like action lock. I prefer the wait. make a tooltip appear.
Will be merged, so that's also something that's why this is still very pink. And
oh, that's the level 3 one. So yeah, it just scales these up and unlocks the extra charters. So yeah, Count, Duke, King, Emperor, and better.
And yeah, this is kind of like the base setup for merchants. I see some people mentioning Jewish culture. There is indeed a new Jewish culture.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's...
We haven't added that many cultures yet for EP5, but we were hoping to add more smaller like cultures for merchants.
Oh, that's cool.
We figured that it might be fun to have little have little cultures around that kind of have little merchants, etc. So you can kind of like be showcased in some way because, it is what it is.
That's a good idea, actually. Like a good way to show off like smaller cultures that wouldn't really go on the map in a way that makes sense, but you could have them as, cultures just running certain merchant places. That's interesting.
Let's see a Twitch comment here. Are there schemes that let you sabotage your fellow traders?
There's got to be.
There is a couple. We are very much still working on it. The idea is that you will both be able to have friendly stuff and less friendly stuff, so you can both have like, oh, here's like a family that you kind of like work with, and then eventually might merge companies with. And there's also stuff like, oh, that asshole is trying to steal my silk. Well, I will shut him down, right? I'll ruin his monopolies. I will make sure that his family is sad and he is sad.
They've got that doesn't surprise me because like. Otherwise, why would you be intrigued? Like, surely everyone's thinking, if I'm playing Merchant Republic, I'm just always going to be stewardship focused. But I guess they're going to build bonuses into the other lifestyle trees. I wonder if they show that off in this because, yeah. Otherwise, yeah. There's obviously going to be schemes. It'd be crazy if there wasn't. So
I've had a lot of fun ruining the other companies in the area.
There we go. Yeah,
that's good. That's what we're all about.
I do see one more Twitch comment from Niku Linny. Hello, it's good to see you. Linny, it is great to see you too.
Wait, is he wearing a Minions shirt? Can't tell if it's Minions or SpongeBob.
For the uninformed, Lenny was part of the community team for Crusader Kings years back. He's the one who taught me how to do community stuff.
Right, I remember seeing him from afar.
Yeah, he's great. I love him to death. Shoot me a message.
Guy?
French, yes.
Yeah, I remember him.
Don't hold it against him though. He's a good guy.
Don't hold it against him. I didn't say this time, guys. I wasn't bad mouthing the French today.
No, it's nice to see people from the good old days still kind of sticking around. So yeah, no. Over time, you will start building up acumen, which will enable you to then open up these other laws. So kind of like you can get a bigger company size, and acumen is basically just.
Oh, I think it was acumen they were showing, not gold. Yeah, they've talked about this in the dev diary. This is how you can't just sprint to being really good. You've got to build up acumen, like how good you are at trading.
Based on how much you're trading for. Pretty straightforward and simple.
And they said it was profitable trades.
How does succession work for merchants?
Succession, right now, it's a very straightforward, like you get like a full succession, like, it's like a...
Go back, I want to read that.
Very straightforward, like you get like a full...
Alright, company succession. Under company succession, the company title is given to your oldest child, or next closest relative, who is also your courtier, who does not hold any titles. Oh. Any title with special precedence. Yeah, obviously. That's interesting, though. Who is also your courtier? So if you have an oldest child who isn't in your court, they won't get it? I don't know what people think about that. That's interesting. I guess it makes sense. Like, if you die... Well... I guess it's to stop you... trying to like land your children and then have them inherit land and have this, because I don't think that wording's in usual succession stuff. Pretty sure it's not. But yeah, that's interesting that they have to be your courtier to inherit it.
Succession, like, it's like a primogeniture situation.
So that's
kind
cool.
of thing.
And it is
So
basically
just trying to get
primogenitor.
things over. The idea is that later on we will add like potential for like split succession, etc. So you can have like a messy, 3 sons splitting the company and taking like the different monopolies, etc. But it's still something that we are working on.
Interesting. I don't know if I like that, but if you can have like messy inheritances. And then your trade empire could get split up. I wonder how we would do that. Because you can't be in the same location. You can only have one trade company per city. So I guess it would push them into another city. And they would take like just a share of the trade routes, I guess. I guess it gives you some risk. So you're not just always just getting better. Like, because it is basically primogenitor. So that's interesting.
I guess... Right.
Oh, and this is the... again, they showed this off in the dev diary. This is like how... If you're family-focused or you don't care about your family, and it's all about making money.
As you can see, it's still somewhat in progress.
Oh, there we go. Company direction. Company direction represents a merchant's family's modus operandi and its attitude its members have towards each other. There are several company direction stances, each applying different benefits and penalties. Company direction changes depending on the actions of the company as a whole. Legitimizing actions will generally push towards nobility. Profit-driven will move you towards trade. Househeads generally have a greater degree of influence. So yeah, this way you can like focus on one way or the other. If you trade multiple things, the kids could split parts of the company. Child 1 gets the cheese. Yeah, but they would have to get their own merchant republic, and you can only have one in each city unless they've changed that. So I guess it would just push you into the next city that's similar or something. Or maybe it gives you like a cooldown, like you've got a month to... Or you've got like a year to move somewhere else. Maybe that's how it would work.
That's why we have the
we'll find out near the time, obviously.
We also have, like, we brought back the house unity from... Legacy of Persia, isn't that? Yes. I'm so used to the internal names. I'm like, FP3, and I'm like, what is the actual name of that? But
what was that expansion called? Yeah, this is basically the House Unity system reworked. As we always see, they always rework old systems and bring them in, which makes sense because they kind of work. I know people don't love the House Unity system, but it's fine.
yes, from Legacy of Persia, and reusing it and changed it a little bit for merchants. So based on if you have a low one, that would probably be the one that would then open up the opportunity to split the company, basically.
Can we see that thumbnail?
Changed it a little bit for merchants. So based on if you have a low.
Ah, there we go. Rapacious. Responsibilities of kinship have long since been forgotten in the simmering resentment and ambition. The needs of the company comes before the needs of the members, with profit above all. So, cool idea, Malf. Well, thank you very much, Taylor. I thought it'd be fun to do this today. Something different for us to do. To reach this level, take divisive actions against members of your house to decrease house unity. Effects from house... So these are the current... Again, these are all... As he says, this is work in progress. These will probably change. As he said, they're going to add some more stuff to this already, but this is what it currently is in the dev builds. House members with low opinion will occasionally undermine you. Oh, that's interesting. Associates are much more likely to leave the company when targeted by invite to company interaction, which is important because I think they're the people you put in charge of your trade routes, so they can basically get poached by other people if you do this. House opinion obviously don't like you, but you are more competitive, and you get special decisions, steer company direction, which I think you always have anyway, and acknowledge regional interests, which is cool.
Low one, that would probably be the one that would then open up the opportunity.
You've not missed that much, Taylor. If you've seen it already, obviously you've seen the stuff, but this is linked in the description down below, guys, if you want to see it without me yapping on in the future.
Stuff like that. So it's still something that we are working on.
Again, this isn't out till November, so...
I guess we can move into trade.
Yes, I know people are anxious
Eager.
to see this interface.
Yeah, they want to look at the trade part of the trade DLC.
So.
And we are anxious to show it because it's still being worked on. It's something that we have worked on a fair bit.
Oh, here we go. So this is the first trade route. So trade routes 1 of 1. This is a new character, so I guess they're right at the start. I wonder if they'll show us like Venice later on. So I guess this is how many trade routes you can have. I think this is capacity, how many stops you can have. This is trying to remember from the dev diary. Maybe this is how many goods are on the trade route, and that must be your range. And then sugar route to Al Wahat. So that must be sugar. 2 stops, I guess. It's making you 2 gold a month. Capacity is obviously how much you can trade on that route. I think this will probably be your acumen on this route. So as you get better and better at doing this route, you make more and more money. And then this is obviously the guy they've got trading on it. And then trade expertise, that's where you can focus on, you know, I'm the cheesemonger of Berlin or something, I don't know.
It's still something we are working on as well. We are getting in merges into it quite regularly, so it is something that has changed a lot. Joachim, I'm going to call him. I'm going to butcher his name.
He's very much like, guys, everything you see is work in progress. Please don't come at me.
I will start by trade expertise, and then we can go into the regular trade after.
Oh, he's going to go do trade expertise. Oh, here we go. So, precious metals, obviously gold and silver? Yeah, it must be. Precious metals sell for more, and then effects per level, like they might show us. I'm probably jumping ahead of them yapping about stuff. And then these are the ones they showed off in the dev diary. So, yeah, alcohol, comfort, cereals, meats, beasts of burden, so like trade, like horses and stuff, which these ones can boost like your stables and things like that.
Expertise is basically the ability to level up your skills in a type of trade, basically. So you can be like, hey, I'm really good, I'm like the best.
After those puddles in Spider-Man, can you blame him? True. Yeah, very much. Everything's work in progress, guys. Don't worry about it. I mean, it literally does say it across the entire screen, but I know why he's being extra
cheese trader, and then you will then slowly gain experience and actually be like, oh yes, you are in fact.
Yeah, so it's essentially a combination of your family's experience as well as their reputation for
Exactly.
trading.
It's kind of like, oh, you know, if you figure that a family has been trading cheese for 50 years, chances are they know everyone who's important to know for cheese trading, and they have the contacts and they have the reputation, etc., right?
I like that idea. And again, they've talked about it in the dev diary like most things, but I like that you can specialize in certain things, and I guess it would make you focus in certain areas of the map as well. If you could just trade everything the same amount, even, you know, looking on the map where things are, I think this does allow you to kind of specialize. Depending on where you're playing, you'll specialize even more. So if you're playing somewhere that has a lot of gold, you'll obviously trade expertise in precious metals, but if you're, like they keep saying, like a cheesemonger, you'll focus on this and be the best. Poetic Menace, welcome to stream. What's new? You just got on. We've only been going for like, I don't know, half an hour already, and we've got like 5 minutes into this. Again, it is linked to the description down below if you want to watch it later on. You haven't missed much. They've just shown us the opening screen and stuff like that.
And it basically,
Mostly.
like, when you're setting up trade routes, the main trade route that you're trading will then create experience.
Could I get a quick breakdown, Poetic? I mean, all they've shown off so far is the bookmark. They've shown us the new culture for Israeli, or, well, Jewish. How are you doing, Supreme? Hopefully you're doing well. And then they've shown us the succession stuff and the house things. All stuff that's been in previous dev diaries as well.
Over time.
Yeah, we got a new bookmark, yeah.
As you can see, we don't.
Yeah, they showed us the 1066 bookmark. As I said then, I would imagine there's going to be others. Maybe not an earlier one, but I would think the 1178 would get another bookmark, because I would imagine there'll be a bookmark showing like Hanseatic League places and Pisa, and then maybe like Zanzibar. I'm going to keep going back to Zanzibar because I want to see it, but
Right now, it will then slowly.
And then, yeah, obviously losing because they're not trading it, I guess, at the moment. Any famous characters? Not that I noticed, no.
Go down over time as well.
Yeah, so obviously you build this up if you trade them, but if you don't trade them, like currently is happening, they're losing expertise because they're not doing it. Which is good, again. You can't just build it up and then, you know, bank it, as it were, and then, oh yeah, you always knew how to trade metals. If you don't do it, you're going to lose that knowledge, which is good.
And then you have a little thing that will then give you effect.
Oh, here we go. Effects per level. So each expertise level gives you 0.5% better sell price and buy... every 3 levels gives you buy price for stones that are cheaper. Every 5 levels gives you domicile income plus 10%, and every 10 levels gives you monthly income from trade plus 2%. Okay, so the early levels are all about just making the trades better, and then every 5 and 10 are just about, in general, giving you more money as well. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like how that's set up, actually. Do you think this is going to be repetitive? You mean trading? I don't think so. I don't think it'd be any more or less boring than being like a merchant, like landless character, to be honest. It might be, though. Who knows, to be honest. I think as you can move around, you're gonna hope. See, I hope they don't make it so you have to move around, but I do hope there are these things that happen, which, like, I think they mentioned in the dev diary, like warfare. If there's a lot of warfare going on, if there's a lot of floods or something, you might want to move around, and then you kind of have to reset everything. So I think that could make it interesting. I like the idea of losing XP if your house doesn't do something. Yeah, I really like this. Like, if you don't do trading in metals, you lose that expertise. Because otherwise you could just do them all, and then you're a master of everything. It makes sense you would lose them for not doing it. Hope these DLCs cause more people to play 1178. You really like the start date, but the golden troop levels are insane. Well, that's the thing. Hopefully with the building rework, a lot of that gets rebalanced. Like a court position for this? Well, you'll only be doing it if you're playing a Merchant Republic Poetic, so I don't think they'll let you automate it, because like that's the whole point of that's the whole point of playing a Merchant Republic, is to do it. But maybe. I'm sure there'll be a mod to do it, if not.
Per level.
But you're only going to be doing this if you're playing a merchant, either a Merchant Republic or a landless merchant. So I don't know. I don't know why you'd automate it, but maybe.
Go if you know, for every level that you get, you'll then get better.
Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, no. So yeah, you only get this if you're playing a Merchant Republic or a trader. Let's just call them traders. You can do a version of it if it's for other rulers, but it's only like a bare minimum version of it. It's not, you're not going to be setting up trade routes. I guess what you're saying is, yeah, for every other ruler, you don't need to do it. Yeah, I see what you mean now. Yeah, if you thought it was for every character, yeah, I could imagine it gets real tedious. But no, it's only for merchant republics or landless merchants. For other landed realms, from what they've said, I'm sure they'll talk about it, you can't really do trading exactly, but I think they said in the dev diary, if there's something you have to have, you can basically get it. But you won't be doing this to make money if you're landed otherwise.
I think so. You can see that, you know, you're selling for a little bit more. You're getting better at buying precious stones as well, because if you're, you know, if you're good at precious metals, you kind of have like some side.
That's cool. It actually goes into another thing that's similar, which is pretty cool. Anything about cardinals or nuns? Not in this one, Poetic, because this is just about silk and silver. So that'll be, I'm sure they'll do one of these for the other expansion. They do go on about how feudal rulers interact with trade system. Oh, cool. You have returned, Agor.
Side hustles,
amazing.
if you will. Yeah. And all of them have like then different effects that.
Oh, I missed that one. I think that was alcohol and something.
Side hustle, if you will.
Like grapes or something.
And all of them have like then different.
Alcohol. Yeah. So for this one, every expertise level provides you alcohol sell price is better. Every 5 gives you trade goods buy price. Every 10. Oh, so these are actually different between each one. So for alcohol, every 10 give you monthly focused intrigue lifestyle experience plus 10%, whereas metals didn't give you that. So it looks like some of these actually focus on different things as well. That's really good, actually. I thought they'd just be the same as the first one. But it looks like they're different depending on which one you're doing, which is cool. What if you have a gold mine? Does it add a feature? I don't think so, Poetic. I think that if you had a gold mine, you're already getting the benefits from that. And then I would imagine a trader would come and be like, I want to trade your gold. Can I do that, please? I really get beer and cheese events with monks. Let's get them going. I'm thinking the Great Medici family, if you haven't watched the show. It's a show about a family that owns the bank. Oh, yes, they're pretty famous. I imagine there might be at least characters based on that.
Different effects that will go up, so you can be...
So, again, we are going to be pausing a lot. This is comfort, so similar, but every 5 gives you personal scheme phase 25 days faster. Man, that adds up to quite a bit. Trade goods are obviously cheaper as well. And then every 10 gives you max personal schemes plus 1. I wonder how many ranks these have. I guess, well, it says every 10, so there must be 20 at least. Again, they might show us in a minute, but I like it. I like that all these kind of have something that leans into it as well.
I try to kind of like set them up in little like clusters.
Oh, here we go. Oh, he's just saying actually set them up in clusters, so like there are some that kind of overlap. So this one is Beasts of Burden. So every level of these are obviously just like to help you with that. Like every 3 gives you cereals and meats are cheaper to buy, and then you can sell the beasts for more. Every 5 levels gives you travel speed 5%, route length 40. And then every 10 gives you another additional route length increase and monthly focused wandering lifestyle experience. Oh, again, cool. Yeah, imagine just giving out money. It looks like you can. Oh, so yeah, you did miss that bit, Poetic. They did show earlier where you can credit, you can like fund wars by the looks of it. I guess they might talk about it again, but that was one of the character interactions they showed was like fund war or something. I can't remember the wording, but it looked like that. So yeah, this one's all around wandering and stuff. It makes sense because it's animals.
For example, everything that's food related is kind of like a cluster. You can see, for example, here, we're also like it reduced the prices of cereals and meats because you're kind of like attached to that.
I can't wait to loan money to the king and then never be repaid and get exiled from the kingdom. I hope you can do that in a way. Yeah, just take all the money, take all the stuff, and then just kick them out. Get out of town.
Trade as well, right? So you can make little like cluster trades of like, oh, I'm really good at, you know, meats and cereals and comfort food, basically.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, guess what he's saying here? Yeah, these kind of batch together. So if you trade expertise in like 3 of these, they all like overlap into each other. So you're kind of better at a focused area, which again, I like that. That's cool. That's cool.
Stuff like that.
You want the CK2 Jew experience? Oh, wait. Where you just get the money from them and then kick them out and then have to wait 10 years and then bring them back? Yeah.
Kind of like get better at these different things.
Oh, we can't see that one. So yeah, medicaments, incense, luxury consumables, books, precious. I wonder if books like make universities better and stuff like that.
And
It's going to show us another one. Maybe?
I'm not going to go too much into exactly how all of.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this one's carpentry. So carpentry sell price, stone buy price is cheaper. So again, I guess this helps you with, yeah, construction. There we go. Domicile buildings are cheaper. Normal buildings are cheaper, which we do know if you're playing in Merchant Republic, you have a special district that's just for you. So I guess that's why there's both versions. And then route length as well. So what's succession like? Does it go to son? Oh, they did show that off. At the moment, it goes to your eldest son. Now, interestingly, it did say that is a courtier of yours. So that makes me think, yeah, like if your son has somehow inherited something else, it will go to your second son instead. Because it did say that is a courtier in your realm. So, yeah, basically primogenitor though.
But they're trying to do a couple of different things. Because some of them are good at.
I like these. I didn't realize they'd be so kind of special themed around the different ones. I thought it'd just be similar-ish bonuses, but I like that these are like different themes.
Competitive stuff, and some of them are better at like just building up the backbone of your trade, etc.
I've said it multiple times now, but to be clear, the interface is still in development before we actually go into viewing trade routes.
So I'm gonna guess they had comments going like, "This UI looks bad." I think it actually looks fine how it is. Like, obviously they've got more work to do on it, but I like how this looks so far.
Is this because of this, or because I'm going to open the trade route screen?
Because I know as soon as we open the trade route screen, people are going to complain. But the trade route screen has.
I like this guy. He's funny. I've been at a star, been on a stars kick recently. Oh, I hope I can make the individual people over profit. Ambitious society ever. For my Merchant Republic, do some hut roleplay. Yes. What if I become a king? Can I send my third son to be a Republic banker? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. Probably. I wonder if you can send him off to be. I wonder if you can set up Merchant Republics in your land and you could set it up with your son. Like, give him money. Oh, Star Wars kick. I thought it was like, oh, it goes into huts. I thought you meant like Stars, the TV network. There's no slaves? No, there's no slaves.
As it is now, is set up for development, testing, and iteration, not
which I know people are upset about for some reason, but
for actively playing.
Yes.
How you interact with this system will be different. So please, don't freak out about the interface.
It is still a little bit work in progress, all right.
Oh, they're going to show us how to set up a trade thing. Cool. So these are all the current ones. They talk about slavery and how the mechanics, they wouldn't work for slavery later too. Oh, yeah, I imagine, yeah, they would have got into, because I'm sure somebody asked them.
As you can see, there's like debug stuff, etc. We're having a big merge coming in next week as well, so everything keeps changing. So
does an EU5 have slavery? It does, yeah. And they work really interestingly in EU5 because they're a trade good and they're a population. They're both. So it's actually quite cool. It's one of the cool things EU5 did. You know, count them on one hand. It's really interesting that they're a trade good and a population in that game. So
you have a new map mode. It's going to start.
Oh, this is the trade map mode then. They talk about how they're not against representing slavery, but the trade mechanics they have. Yeah, which they said originally when they first announced it. They got asked. I think it was in one of the, dev responses because people asked them then, like, why aren't you doing slaves? And I remember them saying even then, like, it just there's no way to represent it well, so we're not going to do it. Like, I know some people get weird about it, like, oh no, they're trying to like hide that slavery happened. It's not that, they just don't have a way to do it that works well. I think the EU5 version worked very well to showcase it, but like, I don't know. Wonder why Jade was so hard? Oh, I was thinking a Rome playthrough with gladiator slaves. Again, if they did like slaves in it, they wouldn't be like characters. They'd just be a trade good. That's why I guess they say we're not going to do it because it would just be a trade good. It wouldn't be like characters you're doing.
This looks very blank and sad. The idea is that we'll start probably with the big focus one.
Oh, there we go. So you can focus on recommended profitable goods. So I guess this is food. Yeah, is this wheat specifically? Maybe. So I guess these are areas that that have excess food, and then the other areas, the areas that would take food, based on, I would imagine, location and, you know, topography and stuff.
So the way it works is that we have a map mode where the green is basically places where something is created,
There you go.
and red is where it's needed. Pretty straightforward. And then you can move the goods from one place to another, basically. So if we're going to be...
I guess they'll zoom back in. Again, the numbers are all
simple,
work in
we'll just
progress, but...
move basically what we have, we all...
What did that say? I want to see what that said. I'm guessing it was like how much excess they've got. Oh, there we go, yeah. Market surplus. You could buy 107 stacks of grain here. Price per stack 0.037. Total price for all of it would be 4 gold. And market share 100, because I guess they're the only trader that's there. So yeah, you would buy it from here and then set up a trade route to one of the red areas, and then they would buy it from you.
We always start in Cairo. That's our home location, basically. So all our trades start from Cairo, and then we're going to move whatever we have.
I feel like part of the reason Slaves are hard at CK3 is a character game, and Slaves would add a bunch more people. Yeah, exactly, that's why. Yeah, if they ever added it, it would just be a trade good, and then, like they've said, it just doesn't represent it at all. But they couldn't do it as characters. Yeah, there'd have to be so many, or they'd have to get weird, like one character is a block of characters, and, like, yeah.
Here, somewhere else. So we would
wherever your company is located will be your home market, and your home market will always be the starting node in your trade route.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so he just clicked up here, and he's going to trade it up into Obsidian.
Exactly. So it's like, you know, you always kind of start from it.
Not if there was an event for a rebuilt Colosseum with a rebuilt Rome.
And you move out from there. And then it will try to, you know, try to kind of like find a little like route. Right now, it's like...
That seems like a weird route to take. Wouldn't you just go up through the Aegean and go in rather than crossing this?
Range-based, like pure pixel measurement. From next week, we're going to change it to be province-based instead. So that means that the trade routes will basically be easier to kind of like go across like steep provinces instead of like, you know, over land, which also feels very natural.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
And you can kind of see...
Yeah, if you didn't hear what they said, they're going to change it to be... At the moment, it's literally pixel-based, like how far is done by pixels. They're going to just change it to like provinces, so obviously over sea it'd be better because the provinces are bigger at sea.
See that it follows the little like...
Oh yes, these are the trade routes. These little dots. I don't wish we had gladiators as well. I love doing that in CK2.
Right, because with Silk and Silver we also added like, you know, we added...
these are dynamic, I think, isn't it? So each coastal county that has a big enough port will become available to do this, rather than it being any place. I guess it's like cities with ports will be able to do a trade route too.
Roads. So that's across the whole map now. So you can see, like, for example, if you look at the sea, you can see all this little, like, dotted lines, which is like the sea roads, right? But similarly, also, like, inlands will also be roads.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere. Yeah, you can see the roads as well.
So,
those are dynamic based on trade routes, yeah?
So, the actual roads, like, you can imagine that basically the roads that we have is set up statically behind the scenes, but then the level of them and how visible they are and how powerful.
Interesting. So that is different to what they said in the dev diary. Although, I guess they mean like literally all the combinations that are possible are in the background, and as you hook them up, that's when the roads start leveling up. I guess that's what he means.
Powerful they are, you know, it's dynamic, right? So if they're used a lot over the duration of the game, then they will get larger and more important. So be like, oh, yes, this is the place where all of the merchants passes through and, you know, start leveling up and become like a bigger, more noticeable road, basically.
That's cool. Do people like that? I like it. I like the fact that roads get better and better the more you get trade through them, as happened historically. And then the better they get, the faster you can move on them and stuff. What about ships? Could we sell ships? No, we're not getting ships, thankfully. I don't mind events much either, but we might be in the minority. We could be... there's a lot of stuff they could do with this, probably in an event pack again. You know, get this version in, and then next year we get an event pack based on it or something. I could see that happening for sure.
We showed off the underlying connected trade nodes for roads.
Yeah.
In a previous dev diary with absolutely no context whatsoever. And then we just quietly deleted it after an hour, so people thought it was accidental.
I see.
But if you saw that image in one of our dev diaries of just purple lines going across the map, those were roads.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I didn't know that. I didn't realize they'd done that. Interesting. Interesting. I guess they, shown it by accident.
It is like, I think like hundreds, thousands of. There's a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, there must be. Yeah, surely like every county connects to every other county that's adjacent to it, and then that's how it builds the nodes.
It's a very interesting thing. It's pretty cool to set up, and this also means that, at least personally, I think the map looks a lot better now. They have this like dotted kind of like sea lanes passing through areas, which is kind of.
Do you hope you can turn these off? I hope you can. To be honest, I hope I hope there's an option to turn these off if you don't want them visible. I guess because you're playing a merchant, they show. I wonder if you're not playing a merchant, if they don't show.
Kind of like it's where, you know, people will travel and do stuff, right? Which is kind of neat.
Let's see, one Twitch comment. Are we going to see little carts and trading boats floating around, reflecting the main trade routes?
Yes.
Yes.
You will indeed
Awesome.
see little things moving around. Exactly how it works is like we're still working on it, but like the idea is that you will always see someone kind of like moving across your little trade routes. So you'll be like, oh, I have a trade route from one location to another, from say from Venice to Florence, for example, right? And then you would see a little boat going from Venice.
That's
onto
cool.
sea.
That's cool. I like that in EU5 when you have the trade routes and you can see the ships sailing places. If you hover over them, it says trading whatever.
And then up to the mainland, and then it would turn into a little cart and then actually go over to Florence. And then you would kind of like...
Boats confirmed. We not play. They're just normal boats, though, Taylor. They're not boats. They're just boats. Always happy to have things move around the map. Yeah, it does. It makes you feel more alive. Yeah, it does. It does. I'm glad they're doing that. It would be silly if they hadn't, but it's cool to get it confirmed.
See that kind of like happening regularly. We're also talking
because having just little ships sailing, doing the trading, and little cart things going around. Yeah, it's way better that it shows that.
Talking about maybe having so like important larger trade routes also just kind of like not your trade routes, like trade areas kind of also show these things by default.
Oh, not boat. We're not getting we're not getting boats. We're just getting boats that are on the map. We're not getting boats that we manually sail. Hope you're right about baptism event pack. Feels like a missed opportunity. I think so, because it would be, if you think about like, you know, we got coronations as like an event pack, basically. I could see them doing that like next year if people enjoy the By God Alone stuff. Oh, next year we get an event pack that's like baptisms and like say like Godfathers and stuff like that, because a lot of that stuff did happen historically. So I could see that being like an event pack next year.
To occasionally just have a little cart like kind of passing through just to make the map a little bit more
lively.
Exactly, so it's like a little bit more stuff happens basically.
Will war disrupt trade routes?
War will. So if an area is sieged down, that will affect the market basically. So you'd get some sort of modifiers.
Let's not forget we got a useless music pack. We did. Like I've talked about, it's going to be interesting to see what they do next year, because both DLCs are at the end of the year again this year. So like, are we going to get the same thing next year, or as we've discussed, might we get an event, a chapter pass that goes over the calendar year next year? So maybe we'll get a DLC in like August and then the next one in January or something, to space them out a bit more, to give them more time to do stuff, maybe.
In the area, they're like, oh,
Imagine we got another music. I don't think we'll get another music pack in the future. I think I missed it, but Rip War. Agor, they've just moved it into one of the other one though. Like it's just in Creditor. So they said all the functionality of it is just in Creditor now because Creditor and War Profiteer was basically the same. So they just merged them together into one speciality. So you can still do it. It's just not called War Profiteering.
Yeah, the general trade stuff is not that great, but there will be higher prices for wood and stone because they're kind of rebuilding the area.
Oh, that's interesting. That's cool actually. If you didn't hear him from my yapping, if you have like sieging and you're in a place that gets sieged down, the price for trade materials will go up because they're rebuilding. They like rebuilding the walls and stuff like that. So for a certain amount of time, you'll get a boost to trading those things. Imagine if you focused on that. That'd be kind of a cool way to play it, actually. Or an interesting way to play it, where maybe you could specialize in those things, and then you set up somewhere, and if there's loads of wars going on, like around the Mediterranean maybe, you could set up trade routes to like, oh, there's a war going on in Iberia. I'll set up a stone and timber trade over there because they'll be rebuilding, and then I'll remove that now. I'll go trade in Sicily because Sicily have just had a big war. I wonder if that would make sense. It'd be cool if you could do that actually.
After being sieged down, so there's like I think it's raiding, sieging, plagues, and I think it's one more thing or something.
Disasters, surely.
It's like trade in that area, so it's like things aren't going that well, so it's bad.
When I was doing my own playthrough the other day up in the British Isles, 867, the Vikings kept raiding everything and ruining my trade routes.
Of course they did. Hopefully we get an option to make the Byzantines feudal again. You could just turn off that DLC and you can get it, I suppose. Yeah, so basically raiding, sieging, disease. He couldn't remember the fourth one. I guess it's natural disasters. Also do it. Or maybe while war itself is going on, you have to fight a war yourself against other traders to get supplies. Oh yeah, that'd be interesting as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it's rough. I see someone asking about Vanua barter. So
it'd be interesting if you're playing as if you're raiding. I guess you can be able to raid the trade hubs, like the Merchant Republic places, and they'll be worth more money now. It's like another place for you to raid money from. That'd be cool. I wonder if we'll get a war rework next year. People always ask for it, and they could add naval stuff. Nah. No. As I was saying on the live stream on Wednesday, I don't personally think, as somebody said, a hot take by me, I don't think war needs reworking. I think it's fine how it is. Running construction trade routes in Egypt must be a cheat code. Well, what you do is, we need some of that, like, block rock. Well, there's those pyramids over there. Knock the pyramids down and sell the rock.
the way that...
with how destructive the Nile events are, if it's taken into account. Oh, you mean running stuff to Egypt? I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe.
Barter will kind of work into this. Is that whereas like raiding leaves...
War is fine, despite Reddit opinions. I think, like I said on Wednesday on the live stream, I think warfare's fine. There is some little tweaks they could do to make it more interesting, maybe. But I think the actual functionality of battles is fine how it is. I think it suits Crusader Kings. We're not playing Total War or EU5 or Hearts of Iron. We're playing a role-playing game, so it's fine, I think, how it is. Of course, the British streamer one. I see you've got some stones over there. Can I take them home? No? I'm going to do it anyway. I was only asking to be polite. I'm going to try and make a Republic Pope. There you go.
Bad modifiers for trade. The
Silken Pope
leaves good modifiers for trade instead.
It's anti-rating.
Yeah, it's kind of like the opposite. So like, oh yeah, we have dropped by and it will like improve the area for trading a bit. We haven't like massively changed anything about the bartering system. But
that's interesting. So bartering is going to basically boost trade in those areas, is what he was saying. So raiding will lower it, but if you have merchants bartering, it's basically just going to give a temporary buff to trading in that area, which is kind of cool. Makes sense. I think they were always going to stay separate. Population is down, but profits are up. Exactly. It's all good. Yellow River flood, millions. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, true. Yeah.
It does impact trade.
Exactly. That's at least the idea. And yeah, I mean, like I said, it's still kind of like up in the air exactly how everything works here, but you have like your little trade good that you're trading.
So yeah, you have your trade good, progress by 10 every month, since grain is a primary trade good for this trade route. So yeah, that's how this levels up. Like if I call out a character to fight instead of having your armies fight, it would be a nice feature. Oh yeah, no, that stuff I could see. Like that stuff I could see, like events where it would be, like happened historically. There's some famous examples, especially in the English wars, different ones we had, of yeah, commanders just being like, look, we'll fight, and whoever wins basically wins this fight. So this battle. So I could see them doing that, more events around battles. But I don't think we're going to get like a military rework where like structurally it changes. But we could see like, yeah, like random events that can happen. And yeah, like you say, if you have a very brave character, maybe they could be like, King Henry IV calls out the other commander, but he's a coward, so he ran off. And then it would affect like the morale or something like that. That could be interesting.
People have a little expertise to get over.
You can't wait to do the Matthias cheese campaign. Let's go. Richard, welcome to stream. Also in the Muslim conquest of Iraq, that happened in a major battle. Yeah, there's loads of other examples. That I could see that coming. That could be interesting. Yeah, having it where you could... I wouldn't want it to happen every battle, but like, yeah, if you have a sufficiently high prowess and brave character, even as like your commander... Or even, like I've said, we could bring back the 3 flanks from CK2. And then, yeah, maybe they, he challenges the other guy. And if he wins, like that flank, like collapses or whatever. Like say commander just died in battle. Which kind of happens already, but not really. So I could see maybe that.
Over time, you can see.
1-1. Yeah, exactly. If they're craven, they run off. And then that would make you think as well, like, okay, on this flank, I've got this commander. He's craven, so maybe he'll run off in battle, but... he's really good, so I'll risk it. Whereas if you have maybe somebody who's worse, but they're brave, you'd be like, okay, well, that's good, but, maybe he'll get in one of those duels and he'll lose, and then... So I could see them bringing in, yeah, like additional features, but I don't think we'll get, like, a structural change to how battles work.
How much of your capacity you're using, how many of the goods that you can carry you are currently carrying.
And then, yeah, they're just showing the capacity of the trade routes.
How many market stops you have, and how long the trade route is. Some of these numbers will be changed.
We should be able to steal goods also if you choose the bandit adventurer lifestyle. I don't think it'll interact with it, but maybe that's why they're bringing it into the base game, because maybe next year or something we will get that. Maybe they're going to add that in a future, thing where you can play like a bandit that goes around stealing from all the different trade routes and then selling them on for like cheaper, at some unreputable place, and that's how you can make money. Maybe we'll get that next year, but we won't get it with this.
And how they shown, etc., will be different, but that's basically how it is.
I see one question coming up repeatedly.
I wish we could raid or steal goods. Yeah, I guess you'll just steal gold, and they might have more gold if they're a Merchant Republic. But yeah, it'd be interesting if you could like steal food and then take it back to your thing if you don't have food in your... Yeah, I don't think we'll get that, but it could be interesting.
Slave trade. Put simply,
oh, here we go. Here's this bit about slave stuff.
Slave trade that you're thinking of did not exist in this time period. The way we have set up the trade system is through a production model rather than a stockpile model.
Yeah.
They're produced and consumed simultaneously, so you don't have a big stockpile of slaves to ship off somewhere. It doesn't make sense for the type of system we've built. We're not opposed to depicting the realities of slavery where it makes sense to do so mechanically, but this ain't it.
No, I mean, there's like because there's a very much like a produce and use kind of setup with this trade system, it would be very weird if you had to keep like, you know, sending thousands of slaves to this one farm where they just magically disappear every month, basically.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit unnatural.
I agree with them. I know people might disagree, but yeah. I don't know how they would do it where it would work, where it would look. It's not going to look good, but you know what I mean? It would make sense mechanically, whereas it makes more sense in EU5, because obviously that era was when it really took off. Slavery, I will disagree with them a bit. Quite a bit of that slavery did exist in this time period as well. But as we've already said, it's very hard to show that in the game. I don't think it would make sense to really show it. Maybe they will. I mean, they've said they might do in the future, so we'll see. But yeah, they wouldn't do it like EU5 where they're a population and a trade good. You'd just be trading an icon that's slaves and like where are they going and for what reason? So I agree with them.
Are there random events that can affect your trade routes? Yeah.
Yes, there are. There's a
We're getting random events as well.
fair amount of like random stuff that can happen.
There's loads of random events. How many? Answers in the comments in the chat. Is there 5 events and you just get the same 5? Please let there be like 50 events so you don't just see the same ones. Like, I don't know. A bandit has attacked your trade route. It's lost expertise for 6 months or something. And it's just the same one over and over.
As well as you can see here, we have like we can assign a little trader. They will basically start going around on your trade route and start doing little schemes to try and improve it as well.
Oh, that's cool. It's a shame they're covering this up with their UI. Oh, I'm covering it up as well. Behind, well, you can see him. There he is. There he is. He's just above my head. It's just showing you can switch the trader.
So it will be like we haven't gotten it quite in yet, but you'll basically like be able to see them the same way you see yourself with a little like map pin, and they will kind of like
Oh, that's cool. You'll see them on the map though.
be moving around and doing stuff basically. as well.
They'll be handling stuff on
There should be an option to get a kingdom or a lot of gold if you successfully steal the Pope.
the trade route. There
Exactly. So you'd be like,
I don't think that happened historically. Well, actually it did. I guess Sicily kind of did that.
That's kind of how it is, and the idea is that you will have a little thing down in the bottom left that can, you know, be like, hey, recommended good stuff, and then you'll
Oh, that's cool. So yeah, these are going to be, the recommended. So depending on where you are, it will recommend you ones to do. I guess ones that are in excess where you are. And then I guess if there's nothing to do, you know, that's when you move somewhere else if you can't see anything. We are streaming. Yeah, we are streaming night. We've been streaming for an hour. I've played about 20 minutes of this video. I thought we'd have time to play some of the campaign today, but maybe not. I'm doing a lot of yapping, so maybe not. How likely do you think it is that we'll get HRE next year? I think very high. I think it's very high. I would be, I mean, I say this every year, but I would actually be amazed if we didn't get HRE next year. I would be shocked if we didn't, because it's the last well, it's not the last major area, but for how big it is, the fact it has no special mechanics really, is crazy. So I would put money on it that we get the HRE next year. They do know some possible reworks for the feudal government later on, so probably I think we'll get feudal and HRE next year. It just makes sense. Like one of the major the major expansion next year be some kind of feudal rework because that affects the whole map, and then the special part of it would be like HRE, probably some other places as well. Probably would be the content next year, and then the other DLC I think will be Islam and that area of the map, Persia Part 2, and then laws. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, if it's feudal, it'd be like laws, feudal. If we get a special building for feudal, HRE would be the flavor, and then other ones that would make sense. And it'd be a rework of that. Basically, the last rework we need, I think, for the most part. I know people want tribal to get a rework, but I think it's kind of fine how it is. It's like beginner's game mode, basically. Cool Africa event pack would be like huge animal. Like you could do that as well. Laws in CK3, never going to happen.
will be like a little
Actually, they are going to happen, as we'll see later on.
thing over here on the right that will be like, oh, if you want to fill up the rest of your capacity, you can fill it up with this, basically, based on what sort.
Tribal's basically gone anyway. Yeah, you're not wrong, Knight. Yeah, there's... That's the thing. That's why it doesn't need a rework, because there's barely anywhere that is tribal these days. We'll probably just get mechanics added to it when we get Northern Lords 2.0.
Already there.
Yeah, unused capacity is just money you're not making, but currently we're limited to 1 trade good per route.
Exactly.
So how do we improve the amount of routes we have?
Ooh, there we go. We got our trade. Oh, it looks like it is different again based on where you are, because they showed one of these off in the dev diary and it looked much more like a was it Chinese, I think, that one, like Eastern somewhere, whereas this one's obviously is it Mensa, whatever they call, no, Mena, Middle East, North Africa. Yeah. Townhouse guilds, warehouse, streets. I built some streets. If you don't build the streets, guys, you just kind of just fall into the map, basically. Do you think war can get a rework? Ghost, I just talked about that, but no, I don't think it'll get a rework because I don't think it needs one, personally. We were just talking about how there could be ways you could add to it, but I think the core way that warfare works is fine how it is. I find it funny they are doing Silk and Silver first. Yeah, I know. I thought that. No, they didn't do another one night. Yeah, I thought it was weird they're doing this one first and not showing us By God Alone first. I guess maybe that might be next week they'll do a first look at By God Alone. But yeah, it's weird they did this one first. I can't remember if they mention it if it's in the dev diaries, but if you over trade a good, I wonder if it reduces profits from that good. Oh, you mean like if you somehow set up more than it produces? I would imagine so, yeah. I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a leading question. You know where I'm going with this.
I want a segue. Thank you.
Yes.
Domicile. Well, I mean...
Oh, here we go. Warehouse. The warehouse is a location where we can gain trade capacity, trade markets, trade goods, and then range and length, they've already said, are getting merged into the same thing. And then trade expertise is... so if you have staple goods as your trade expertise, it allows you to build warehouses. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, depending on what your expertise on, actually changes your buildings as well.
I know that some people have opinions about domiciles, but it's a good progression system. And
do you guys have opinions on domiciles? I think they are a good way to do progression, as he just said. I think it is a bit weird that every government type ended up having one, apart from the original ones. I think feudal will get them. I think, as I've said before, I think feudal will get ones, but they're stationary. You can't move them, and you can lose them. I hope that's how it works anyway. I think if we get a feudal rework, you can do castles, but you can't move them, and you can lose them, and people can take them. The only thing I don't like about domiciles is that they are a flat progression system. Like, it can never go wrong for you, really. I wish there was more ways you could lose stuff from your domicile, because otherwise you just get better, which I guess makes sense, but like you just endlessly get better if you have one versus somebody who doesn't have one. So I don't like domiciles too much. I wish they would utilize the base mechanics more. Yeah, I get that. But I think it's to allow them to... so everything isn't in the towns. It does allow them to kind of free up that space to do it, but I know what you mean. It would be cool, yeah. I guess because a lot of them move, so they couldn't be. But I hope castles have like a similar UI, but they're fixed and you can lose them. I think it would be better. Deflation and inflation are basic economists. If they don't include them, they'll have issues. I don't think we'll see anything crazy about it, but they did say... no, actually, they didn't talk about it. Yeah, I wonder. It's a good question. Maybe they'll talk about it.
How you represent progression when you don't own land directly.
And it's kind of handy exactly when you don't own the land, right? Because then you have a place to kind of like put it.
Oh, there you go. Maybe we won't get it for feudal then, because they're saying domiciles work for places where you don't own the land. Mostly. I guess like temples. I guess feudal will probably get something like the temples in Mandala. Yeah, we'll probably get that instead, I guess. I just wish there was more ways to combat these, like ways to scheme to like destroy buildings. Like it would be cool if you could have a scheme to go in and destroy the guild or something, so other players could like curtail the power of these. I think that's the major feedback I have for all these domiciles.
The way that
thank you very much for subscribing, Joshua. I appreciate that. Byzantines in China, they operate as a placeholder until you get land, but you still hold them if you're a househead. Yes, you can like double dip at that point.
domicile works for merchants and republics is that it's kind of set up so you don't really choose external buildings like you do in the other ones. The idea and the flavor was kind of like, well, we were kind of inspired by Heroes of Might and Magic 3. You know, when you kind of have like the little screen and you kind of like you dot in kind of things, right?
If your domicile is in a province that gets raided or pillaged often, they should take damage. Yeah, they should. Yeah, it's annoying, but it makes sense. Yeah, I agree. I think that is how it should work. It would just make sense if you're in a location and it gets, especially for these ones, maybe Nomad's not, but like for these, you are kind of ingrained in the city. So yeah, you should take damage to these buildings and have to repair them or something to curtail just how good they can get.
That was kind of the original inspiration. So instead of like being able to choose a building, instead you have like, oh, the buildings are kind of here set from the get-go, but then you can upgrade them instead.
Oh, that's interesting. If I understood what he said, he's saying that these, you don't pick these. These are based on where you are. These are based on the city you're located in. You don't build them specifically, is what he said. I don't know if that's what he meant. Let's go back.
Kind of things, right? That was kind of the original inspiration. So instead of like being able to choose a building, instead you have like, oh, the buildings are kind of here set from the get-go, but then you can upgrade them instead. Each one of them will have a little like,
Yeah, that is what he said. Although I think they did talk about that in the dev diary. That like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I think they did talk about that in the dev diary that merchant republics will get a district of their own. So I guess these are based on the buildings that are in the district, and then I have wondered that about like if you leave, what happens to the buildings? That was one of the questions I had, and I guess that does answer it. So you could leave or get kicked out of a place. If another merchant republic moves in, they get those buildings that you had. That would be cool. That would make sense with cities, but if they wanted to make more sense, you would have to expand more over time instead of staying one size. Yeah, true.
To choose a building, instead you have
That's interesting. I like that if that is true. Although it did look like these were specialized. So how does that work? Maybe these switch if you're a different one, but yeah, I think in my video in the dev diary I talked about that. Like, well, what happens if you moved? You can't move all these buildings with you. And you don't. Okay, yeah, I like that. So when you move to another city, it will have different ones. Again, another reason to try stay still, I guess, is because you'll invest in these yourself. So if you invest in these and like, oh, all my trade routes have dried up, like, oh, now I've got to restart again somewhere else. I like that, actually. That's good. Or destroy more if you got sacked, because cities don't just stagnate. If they did, then the world would be perfect. Yeah, true, yeah.
This is a place where you can...
this is the streets. Yeah, that's why I was like, you build streets, but no. I guess the streets are always there, obviously. And then the other ones are ones that would change.
Get these things. And then onwards, you kind of like then actually get the different modifiers.
Number of knights? Because I think they did say as well, these will buff the city as well, not just you. So again, that would make sense that they're permanent in a way. Also, it costs prestige, which sounds annoying as hell. It does cost prestige. You are correct. Again, this is work in progress, but it does say, yeah, at the moment, prestige and gold.
And there's the prestige costs on all of this, because merchants make money hand over fist, so the main progression gate for them is prestige, right?
Yes. The idea is that they will basically use money to get prestige, and they use prestige to actually be able to do things.
I guess that makes sense. 2,000 on the big one? Yeah. I guess what they're saying is, yeah, you're making so much money. If it was just gold, you'd just be able to speedrun everything. Whereas they can kind of gate it by using prestige, because then you'll have to do like feasts and stuff to get prestige. There's probably other ways to get it as well. But yeah, it's like some way to slow down the progression, so you can't just make insane money and just buy everything. Did merchants not speak?
That's what I thought as we went into this, because they're not really actual nobility, right? They're fancy hobos. So
Fun. I need to remember that. That's gonna be my first live stream. Fancy Hobos, Part 1. I like that for a description.
So, yeah, they have to kind of prove that they are worthy of being able to do things.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And in the top left, we have like prestige and just general, like, you know, money and prestige income, basically.
All the corporate executives rolling the graves, yeah. Oh yeah, so they are fixed, because he's saying this top one is always around, you know, prestige gaining and stuff like that. This one is always focused around your trade stuff. I guess streets is always there, and then marketplace must change depending on stuff. Merchants were looked at being a little better than hobos in the rest of the world. Never the bottom. Yeah. Oh yeah, they were. It's just funny he called them that.
Trade improvements. Top right, we have things that are kind of like more aggressive, active trade things, so like, you know, sell prices and competitiveness. And in bottom right, we have what we call the kind of like the fallback, the rest of stuff, basically.
Now, according to one proud Bavarian, we can end the stream. It's good to know that we.
Oh, one proud Bavarian gave him the marching orders. I like that. Yeah, that actually solves one of the problems I talked about in one of my videos, that how could you move your domicile and you've got like stone buildings following you around, but you don't. You leave behind those buildings and you get a new one depending on where you set up. I like that. That's actually really good.
We can end it, but we're going to keep going for a little while.
I don't even know how we're doing time. About 30 minutes left?
30, 35.
Cool. I think we can... I mean, I guess I can also say that they also have, you know...
Oh, these are the, like, contracts, basically. Mingle with patrons, so you can go just talk to the boss. Ingratiate yourself with the patrons court. What was the other one?
I think we can... I mean, I guess I can also say that they also...
Oh, challenge competitors. Solve the situation by completing a stewardship scheme. The Jill company threatens our prospects. It seems the whelp needs to be taught a lesson. This is our market. Interesting. The 3-star one looks unique. I don't recognize it. Yeah, these are new. Yeah, so you get these. Yeah, these are unique to merchants. So if you're landless merchant, you'll get these. If you're, you know, a trader, or if you're a merchant republic, you'll get them as well. And yeah, this is like trying to kick out, well, trying to modify the competitiveness, I think, probably, for this one. And then the other one's just getting, I guess, butter up your patrons so you can get more, like maybe a monopoly off them and stuff like that.
Also have, you know, they have contracts, they will walk around a bit, they will trade a bit. There will be a fair amount of interactions with landed rulers, etc. Trade interactions, but we can jump over and we can look at Venice.
Oh, Venice. There we go, guys. I know that's what you all wanted to look at. Sounds like a mission you would get in Mafia. Let's go on. I mean, pretty much. I mean, yeah, it does. That's what the Mafia did. So you got the Doge in Venice. This obviously all looks the same. But Roman Rite, and he's got this for whatever religion. Well, he's Roman Rite. That's the new religious stuff, isn't it? So, I don't think there's anything... Well, this must be districts, maybe? I don't know what this icon is. We saw it earlier. This is new. I wonder if it is like none out of 4 districts, or maybe it's... I don't know. Maybe they'll say, but I don't know what this is. What this is talking about. Italy known for merchants and mafia sounds sus.
Actually, let's be crazy. Let's take Pisa.
Oh, they're going to go to Pisa instead. Oh, what did they just press on? Oh, this is a test thing, okay.
So we can just do debug mode.
Oh, they're debugging, that's fine.
Jump over.
You know, we used debug mode once in a preview stream, and people complained about it for ages afterward. It's a development build. We want to show you all the cool stuff.
People complain about everything. I literally is having to say, oh, we did this in a previous live stream, and people complained. Man, people complain about everything. Just ignore them. So yeah, they're going to show us Pisa instead. Roman Rite still, Italian. I guess that's the Roman Rite icon. And I guess we'll see what he talks about.
We're working on cope.
Cope. How you doing, David? Many merchants were bandits or pirates on the side during bad times. Yep, true, they were.
Well, I didn't use it to, I don't know, cheat in the game in some ways. So it's fine. I can live with that.
Arthur definitely.
They're just businessmen doing business. They're just what's that meme? We're just simple men. We're just simple men.
Used it to cheat, so I'm being a little facetious.
Well, I'm sure they'll be fine. They'll get over it eventually.
They'll get over it. That's the right attitude to have, to be fair.
Republics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are exciting.
Oh, so oh wait, so the first one they showed us, that was the landless trader, and this is an actual merchant republic. I guess that was obvious, but somehow not to me when we were watching. So okay, so now he's going to show us a merchant republic.
I had so much fun playing as a republic.
So republics are basically, I mean, I think most people know what a republic is. It's a city-state, right? It's all over a map. It's people who own the city.
It's time to loan money like Jabba. Oh, it is.
Down.
Oh, here we go. So this is the new city holding. Again, they're going to talk about it in a second, but let's talk about it first. I didn't catch it at first, but I noticed as soon as he switched and it showed the banner. Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah, true. It's showing the actual thing this time. So Italian right, neutral. Interesting. Has the Italy map been updated visually? It's got new duchies. I think they'll probably show it off. They have changed the map slightly for Italy. Look at the map, though. Oh, yeah, city sprawl. Yeah, cities being cities. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, it does show it off a bit more now. I still hate that, like, baronies are circles. Like, change. Can I have some variety, please? So they're not just always circle. But yeah, true. It's got city sprawl going on. I like it. 1066. This looks okay. I don't want it to like cover the map, but I think that looks pretty good. I know they do show off Venice later on, so we get to see Venice looks different now. But yeah, I like the city sprawl. Hopefully it doesn't get too crazy, but let the castles just be tribal forts. There you go. So Grand City of Pisa. So again, they'll probably talk about it in a second, but gold. Well, actually, we'll let him talk because he's going to tell us, because this is probably the prosperity because they've got rid of development. So yeah, all this is, I guess this is how much you get from raiding it. And then this is the new districts and buildings section.
I guess I can also mention it's pretty visible. We also have city sprawl now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I keep forgetting that we didn't used to have, but
yeah, I've seen multiple people comment, when are you going to show the city sprawl? Just look, dude, it's there.
It's right there. It would be cooler if you updated them to stone forts, but that changed too much. Yeah, I just wish they weren't, like, the walls weren't just circular for all of them. Like, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. They're all, just have a bit where, like, it moves, like it's not just circular. Some of them are square. Some of them are a little bit different.
You can see it. It's sprawling.
it's we're still kind of figuring out exactly, like...
I guess the city sprawl kind of helps with that. You can actually see a trader here when I unpause. This is a trader. You can see him moving between the two places.
You know,
you can see him move there. Look, there he goes.
Shown exactly stuff like that, but it's fine. Is that little trader going? Yeah.
Oh, there we go. He's going to show us it now.
It's fine. So yeah, no. Most
the circle of forts is a bit samey, but it does make it quick to identify where your soldiers need to go. Like a little target. Yeah, true. Yeah, maybe that is why they've never changed it. Yeah, for like ease of knowing where to go. True. Good point. I wonder if you'll update barony looks with feudal update. Maybe. I mean, Llama's correct. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. It is good to just look and be like, okay, that's where I need to siege. Yeah, that's a good point. The car is as big as a castle. It's a boss trader.
Is not really as
they're the giants.
As you would think of, like, you know, the old school ancient republics, right? It's not like the.
It's cool though. I guess he stopped here, and then you can see him walking down here next.
It's all of the Italian city-states. The idea is to have some of the German ones, maybe Novgorod, Switzerland, stuff.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's saying the Hanseatic League, Switzerland, Novgorod is going to have some of the merchant republics set up at the start.
Like that. And
speaking of the Roman Republic,
yes,
if I reform Rome as a republic,
Remember the old strategic maps where we see some of the movies? Like, imagine the little chess figures in the castles. Yeah, true. Can't wait to make all of Italy belong to the Pope. Look at that, he's already got his campaign sorted out.
I can see you don't like this question.
No, I don't. That's the correct. What's the actual question?
So, if you reform the Roman Empire as a republic, is it just the Roman Empire, or do we call it the Roman Republic?
I mean, you could just rename it.
I have a feeling I might have to find some sort of flavorized name that I will have to do here. I don't like it, but
I hate Rome.
See, I like Rome.
I don't.
I just like
it. Gets the problem with Rome is it gets too memed. Like, I don't know, it's too much sometimes. Not like it gets memed in Paradox games. Like, I don't need every Paradox game to have Roman Empire formable, but I know people like it, so it is. Can't wait to form the Holy Roman Republic. There you go.
It's within Roman times.
Yes, like it's been gone for 400 years by the time our game starts. Let go.
It's like, you know.
Oh, that's what he's saying as well. He's had enough of Rome.
Republics, though.
I hate the history guys that say I hate Rome. It's so ironic. He literally just said I hate Rome.
People are coming back into republics.
Oh dear. What are you talking about? All I think about is the Roman Empire all day. Yeah. Are you telling me you don't always think of Rome? No, I don't. That meme's so stupid. This is my Roman Empire. I get it. People like Rome, but it gets a bit much. Okay, yes, this is the version for Merchant Republic. So yeah, he's level 3. Is Pisa, Maritime Republic, and then the trade stuff as well. Obviously makes traveling by sea easier. In this example, oh yeah, Maritime Republic. So I guess you get like land-based republics, like, yeah, if you're Novgorod or something. I know obviously a lot of sea trading stuff there, but, well, river trading, but I guess it does change it. My Roman Empire is House Blackfire. There you go.
We can have a little bit of a look at...
Man, House of the Dragon was good this week.
So, you'll see kind of like we did a little bit of the same thing as we...
Oh, here we go. They're going to show it off. Nice. So we have Communal Republic, Maritime Republic, Civil Republic, Noble Republic, and Popular Republic. I wonder whether you get like a... I guess it doesn't make sense to have like just Land Republic. That's probably one of these other ones. So yeah, you'll get different bonuses based on these. Tylan the Lion is the best. He's pretty cool.
Did with the merchants. Yeah. So they also have a couple of different variants that we can kind of go through.
Oh, you're not going to show us them? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so Popular Republic, advantage in same cultural terrain is +8. Popular opinion baseline +20. Trade capacity +25%. Okay. Land Republic's probably Civic. Yeah, it probably is Civic. I would think so. That makes sense. What about the Old Republic? I mean, that's the best Republic. Yeah, that's the best one. Oh, there we go. Communal. This is the basic one, I guess. Yeah. Prosperity growth in Rome capital 0.2. So yeah, as I've said, development is going. Prosperity is the replacement for it. So yeah, I guess that's just the basic Republic that you start as. For the Republic. Your new empire.
By any stretch of the...
Oh, there we go. Civic Republic. Prosperity growth, travel speed, max trade goods +1. Okay. A bastion of order and measured governance, where certified laws and certified laws, guys. Laws confirmed. Certified laws. Laws confirmed, knight.
Imagination, like exactly what effect.
And then, oh, they already showed us maritime.
It goes into these, etc. But they were...
That's cool. Again, you can focus on certain ones. Law's outrageous, I know.
Like supposed to then show what kind of like type of republic you are. If you are a very like typical maritime republic, a la Pisa, Genoa, Venice, and Amalfi, right? Or if you're more like an inland republic, say as Florence or Milan. We have a like progression system.
There we go. Become a grand principality. Need to be exalted. Pisa is is not a metropolis. So again, we are getting different size settlements now. So you can have towns, cities, metropolitans, I guess. Maximum domain limit +8. Maximum vassal limit +15. Trade routes +2. max trade markets +2, a lot of extra trade post limit +4. When this is passed, increase your republic title to, I guess it's going to say empire there. Oh yeah, and destroy the existing kingdom title. So yeah, again, you can rank up and get better and better. Oh man, the upgrades are going to be annoying as Nomad.
That's very specific for them, which is like, okay.
Oh yeah, become a grand city. So that's the base one. So this is, I think, if you start as a landless, a trader, you can settle down and become a grand city. So you can set up a merchant republic, which I think would be really fun. Like being somewhere, setting up some trading, and then going somewhere else, moving your trader somewhere, and then ultimately being like, I'm going to sit down, settle down and become a merchant republic. Maximum domain limit +2, because obviously you need to have land. County tier republics only have republic's ruler as a single patrician. Limit to the communal republic administration. Oh, so leveling these up unlocks the different options as well, but that's the very basic one.
What tier are you? Meaning that you will start off as like a little, like, a regular little grand city, and then you will then slowly become...
You're definitely going to do that. Yeah, I think that's going to be a cool way of doing it, to be honest. I think it'd be a fun way to learn the mechanics of trading and like how it works well, and learning where you might want to settle down to be a merchant republic. And then, yeah, you set up a merchant republic and then carry on your adventure. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. Like, imagine if you play as like a raider at the beginning, like, even like a landless mercenary, and then you build up loads of money, and then I would imagine, be able to switch to be a trader somehow, and then you do that, and then you set up a merchant republic. Yeah, I can imagine the cool stories you can do. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Go rags to riches. I imagine you could do a really cool story, like, oh yeah, my ancestors, they raided places for money, and then hoarded all that up, and then literally talking about forming, yeah, exactly like Gotland, yeah. And then, yeah, you accidentally take over the papacy.
From a proper republic.
Oh, most serene. Oh, yeah, yes. What was that last one?
A regular little grand city. And then you...
Become a republic. So, yeah, your highest tile cannot be... It's not equal to county. Maximum domain limit, trade. Republic can have multiple patricians. Republic administrations are available. Oh, that's where you can do it. And you can form trade leagues once you get to level 2. Yeah, interesting. Did I miss the part about general building districts? Not yet. I think it's coming up in a minute, because they kind of showed off for a second, but I think they'll talk about it more. I'm very interested in how that works, so I believe they'll probably talk about it.
Will then slowly become a proper republic, and then serene republic, and then...
Oh, if you have level 3, you can have tributes as well.
And a grand principality, though I think we'll probably change the name of this one, because for some reason it just doesn't stick to me. I don't think...
It's not as...
I must admit, I'm a bit confused. So in order to become a republic, you have to buy land, or do you buy land and there's an option to become a republic if you're a merchant? I think for what they showed off in a dev diary, they might talk about it, is I think you can, like you can go to admin and buy a theme or whatever. I think it's going to work like that. I think you can build up enough like reputation with your patron that you can say, can I have that city? And he sells it to you, basically. I think they showed off in one of the dev diaries. I'm not sure, though. I think they talked about it slightly in one of the dev diaries. But yeah, it basically works like where you can go now to admin and say, can I have a county, please? I think it'll work like that. Maybe you can get appointed to lead a city if you're very prestigious and the ruler likes you enough, then you'll be a vassal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to work. I think you'll be a vassal republic. If you do it that way, and then ultimately you can get independence. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Pretty much exactly that. I imagine that's how it's going to work. And then obviously, some of them you will start and you'll be independent, like Pisa and Venice. But I think if you do it that route, yeah, you'll be a... Yeah, I guess you just buy the land off them or something, and they give you it, and you'll probably be a vassal to begin with. Or maybe if you have enough over them, they don't make you a vassal. And you just get the land, off them, and you just start, and off you go. But I would imagine most of the time you're going to be a vassal. Here's a county, you're my vassal, let's go, basically. Because, yeah, I don't think they talked about that in the dev diaries. I'm having a quick look. Again, they might talk about it for a second. No. Nah, I don't think they talked about it previously.
Impactful as it could.
I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't feel right.
The amount of rage at what I said about Rome right now.
And that's why you said it, isn't it?
I stand by what I said. The fact that it's good for our engagement stats is irrelevant.
But
I like
it's
it.
related to why you say it. Then we have the assembly. We have talked a little bit about the assembly in one of our dev diaries, which is basically like the place where you vote. You can see at the top here how many families.
Oh, we'll have a look at this in a second. I'm just having a look in the dev diary. I don't think in the dev diary they talked about how you get the land if you become a merchant republic. I'm sure it does work like that, though. I'm sure you like ask them and they give you a county. The Swedish, it's no surprise they support support the Roman raids. So yeah, this is the government type. So you can see the different types of assembly members. So the signorial, and then obviously the different ones, the members that are in it, and then the decrees. Request war approval, finance war effort, give arms and capital, Trentina quarantine. I guess that's about, don't know, disease stuff. Nightly curfew, sumptuary law, signorial. And laws. There we go. See, laws are coming with this. That's why I think we will get feudal rework next year, because they did show off the laws in a previous dev diary. The art team's always cooking. The art team always cooking. Yeah, the art team's real good.
Of a specific type. It's basically these little house attributes.
Oh, so yeah, we're getting the house ambitions like you get now in thingies. Admin. So commerce, aggrandizement, I can't say that word. Communal, signorial, agitation. So yeah, I guess the different houses choose one of these, and then that's how you know, like, roughly what that house is going to be doing. Yeah. So it basically works like that. The aspirations now.
Attributes, which is like, okay, what kind of family are you, right? Once again, not final. I will just point it out because it looks a little bit barren. So it's basically, okay, what kind of things is it that your family care about? Are you caring about?
That's cool. Yeah. So you can set up like, I imagine if you're a merchant republic, you're going to be or a maritime republic, you're probably going to do commerce, but you know, you could do something else, you know, agitation. Maybe you're going to go out and cause some trouble
about, like, you know, becoming the tyrant, or do you care about like the republic itself and its commune, etc.
Nearly 4 a.m. for you, really need to go off to bed. Have a good. Well, thank you very much for stopping by, dude. I appreciate it. This will be up on VOD, so if you do want to watch the rest of me just yapping on, you'll be able to. But I appreciate you stopping by. Make sure to hit the like button on the way out. Guys, hit the like button if you're enjoying this. I thought we'd do something different today. If you're enjoying it, hit the like button. Because, yeah, we might do more of these kind of things in the future.
Stuff like that. And that will kind of then, in turn, be like, okay, how will they vote when things go through?
I did hit the like button. I knew you would have done llama. I appreciate it, dude. Have a good weekend. Oh, here we go. They're showing us war approval. It is only by the will of the assembly that we may declare war. Greasing a few palms will be necessary to secure the votes. And there you go. That limits how your wars you can do. You gain permission to declare a war, and then the assembly votes here. So like 5 are saying yes. I guess they need 6 at least. Oh, no, well, 5. Wait, they're below the mark, though. Oh, it's just a majority. Oh, yeah, it literally says. Yeah, and then you can declare war. So I guess, yeah, you're going to be doing, like, you know, shenanigans to make people back you and stuff.
Based on voting. So if you don't have, like, the actual approval of the people, they will then not actually go through. So it's like, okay, decisions with extra steps, if you will.
There you go. There you go, Knight. There's your laws. Assembly. They talked about this previously in the dev diary. Assembly structure, assembly authority, the term length, the approval threshold, war declaration. Oh, so you can change this and override it. So you can always do it. Title revocation, vassal retraction, vassal refusal, subsidized trade goods. Oh, that's interesting. So you can subsidize the other houses, I guess, because if you're in a merchant republic, obviously all the houses are going to be doing trading. So you can actually subsidize some of them if you want to. That's cool. I wonder if the AI will handle voting well. Like, is it going to be super easy to take? I imagine they'll just do it on opinion mostly, so it would be kind of cheesable, but maybe. I mean, it probably will be on opinion, but I would imagine if you're not like a martial focused house, you're probably not going to vote for wars that easily, I would think, maybe. It might be based on what their house is focused on a bit. I hope there's they someday make the house ambitions and aspirations not linear progression. Many mechanics need to be reworked because it's simply to go to the wrong direction. It could be easier to switch. Yeah, the aspirations get real hard to switch later on. Yeah, they could do something to help with that.
And yeah, no.
Well, there we go. They're going to show us. Yeah, so like I say, they've shown some of this off in dev diaries, but yeah, this is the assembly structure. So you can have patrician assembly, governing council, general assembly, parliament, communal, and then ultimately you can set up as a merchant republic and then basically change it into admin by the end and just take over, or feudal even.
I can just remove this. Voting, it's a little like...
Yeah, so that, yeah, patricians is only patrician, like house heads can vote. Governing council, all councillors can vote. No minor members, and then obviously as you get further down, that's going to change.
The setup you have at the bottom.
He's not going to click them all though.
You can.
There you go. You can. Oh, there we go. Force assembly vote, secure assembly vote. So yeah, force. I guess if you, yeah, have literally power over them, you can force them to do it. I guess secure is they're probably going to do it for you, but there's a chance they won't. I guess. And then you can see the approval dissent.
Both force or secure their votes of other people, and then anyone can actually propose it at any given time, as long as they're not something else that's...
Oh, there we go, yeah, parliament. Patricians and vassals can vote. A communal, I guess, is everyone gets to vote. Merchant republics with feudal characteristics. Yeah, there you go. So again, yeah, I think we will get a feudal rework and it'll use some of these mechanics.
Already being voted on, so you can be like, ah, yes, I think we should have a parliament, and then the rest of them are like, no, you're an absolute idiot. What the fuck are you talking about?
You're an app. What a parliament! You're an idiot.
And then you can try and, you know, convince or secure them, basically.
Yeah, when I was playing a republic earlier this week, the very first thing I did was secure hooks on everybody, and then get them to vote away their own rights.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I hope there's some restrictions over, because otherwise, I mean, it's not easy. But yeah, if you can just get hooks on everyone and then force them to get rid of all their power, I hope there's things to stop that happening. Because that just seems like you'll just do that every time. Why wouldn't you do it? Unless you're just role playing as not doing it. Because yeah, I get you've got a hook over them, but would that hook mean they literally get rid of their power forever? Probably not.
Yeah,
it was great. I love democracy.
I see someone
love democracy. There we go.
I'm asking right now, Conclave 2.0 is still exclusive to republics, right? I mean, I wouldn't call it Conclave 2.0 quite, because I don't feel like that's quite what it is. It's kind of like Conclave adjacent, if anything.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, somebody asking, is other governments going to get this system? And he's saying, I think we will get this next year for feudal. It makes too much sense. This is how democracy dies, with hooks on with rapacious amounts of hooks.
Thing.
It's the same vein, but not necessarily the same
right now
thing.
Yeah, exactly. Right now it's still kind of limited to republics. The system though is probably east.
Jacob here's looking at him like, don't say it, dude. Don't say what next year's DLC is.
Enough adapted somewhere else if we wanted to down the line. So in future DLCs we might be like, oh, we'll use it for some other government form or something.
Yeah,
feudal.
For example,
we could expand this easily enough.
For example, if you're the HRE, we might add it there, right?
Oh, there we go. HRE rework confirmed.
That seems like a natural place to take it at some point.
Democracy is illegal. It is now. I mean, yeah, as he says, I think we get a HRE rework next year, and they can use that for, like, have it all set up one way, and then gradually you can, you know, convert the HRE into just a normal hereditary kingdom if you want to, or empire. Your patrician house ratings, how good of a house you are, and then very similar to admin. You're going to see the different houses, basically.
And then it's similar to the admin government.
House of... I don't know what this means. Do they say?
In the sense that you have like a little like family ratings and how important people are in the families, etc. So,
What's this, though?
yeah, and I guess...
Oh, there we go. Oh, it hovered over it. HRE gets reworked, then the French people are going to be annoyed. French are always going to
in
be
the
annoyed.
families, etc.
It was something about trade, something or other.
So, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Trade post districts. Trade post limit 4, +2, +2. Oh, I guess it's just the trade posts. And I guess because I've not played any time, it hasn't set up trade posts. That's what they are. Okay.
And I guess I can also point out that we have like,
The House of Doge makes me think like Palace. Yeah.
So if you are...
Can't wait for Habsburg time.
How buildings work now.
Buildings.
Here we go. We're going to get building overview.
So we have gone a little bit back and forth on this screen. We had the original screen, and then we had like the full screen, like the full 1/3 screen.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Which wasn't that popular internally, and now we have kind of...
I like this
cut down and
rework
rolled
screen.
Back to basics again, and it's a little bit more like it was originally.
I like this. What do you guys think? I like this setup. I think it looks real nice. And this is obviously before it's finished. I think it looks quite good. I think the DLC will be focused on feudal and HRE will be flavor. Yes. Yeah, you'll get the feudal rework game-wide. And then HRE, I would imagine some other places will be the flavor. Yeah, for sure. For sure. There'll be other flavor stuff as well. But yeah, it'll be the main focus of the flavor will be the HRE and all the stuff around that. And then probably other like feudal realms of some kind. Please turn up their volume. Sure. I did keep asking, is it loud enough? And people kept telling me it was fine, but there we go. But this looks good.
So yeah, production. That's the main trade good that you're producing in the area.
Ah, yes, the Holy Roman Empire wasn't really... it was none of these things.
We have county...
Oh, there we go. So county control. So they have talked about this before. This now scales from 0 to 100. And has like a spot it tries to be at, basically. Seems fine to me, but I keep the volume full, unlike some people. Well, do let me know if it's too loud now. So yeah, counter control settled. Levy size, holding taxes, prosperity growth. Again, that's taken over from development. And then base, Pisa is a county. King is given a modifier as well, +15. So you get +15 control just from being a king. And then these are the new tiers of rewards and stuff.
Control, and a little baseline for that, and taking it up and down. The baseline now is no longer 100, it's 20 by default.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it's no longer 100, it now goes 0 to 20. Although it still says 100 here, I guess the UI's just not been updated. Oh, it literally says 6 out of 20. So yeah, 20 is the most. Oh, you can see here it says current control 32 out of 100, but that's wrong because it's here. Seems fine to me, but I keep my... Oh, no, I've already read that. I like the county tile, though. The control tile, though. Yes. Yeah, yeah.
And then based on certain factors,
this is better.
Up or down.
Similar to...
And then this is prosperity, which is taken over from development.
To court grandeur in that.
Oh, there we go. Current prosperity, 11 out of 100. Prosperity growth, monthly change, tax increased by 2%, supply limit increased by 1,000. I think it kind of works the same. I was so confused what's going on. Yeah, I think they just hadn't updated that bit. Again, he just said this just got reworked, so I guess they just haven't cleared out some of the old data.
Respect. You have your baseline, and you can have modifiers that push it up or down.
And then it will naturally trend, yeah.
Yeah, so as he's saying, it will naturally trend back to 20 as much as it can, but you can get modifiers that will push it higher than that, but very similar to how a lot of EU5 stuff kind of works, is it will try to get back to what it wants to be.
Prosperity, which kind of works exactly like development did. And
then these are the new districts and buildings. So settlement size large town, which is 4 out of 10. They did talk about metropolises earlier, we saw it. So urban taxes 0.3, construction is slower, plague resistance is worse because it's a city, food requirements are worse, and additional district slots +2. So yeah, if you turn it into a city and keep growing it as a city, you get more slots, but obviously you get the negative effects of it as well. You need a spreadsheet and a Python script just to calculate it. There you go. There you go. And then you can see the different buildings, I guess, they currently have.
You have settlement size, which will be like, okay, it also uses a trending baseline system, but...
Oh, interesting. So you have city. Where's the food supply listed? I don't know. It says food requirement +200. So I guess it's in the other screen. But again, this tries getting back to 4. Oh, I guess we use it for the court stuff. That uses this system, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So yeah, it's saying that this will try get back to a certain point. So even if you build it up to a grand metropolis, if you don't keep feeding it or whatever, it will revert back. So you will see cities grow, and it isn't just, oh, you just build them bigger and they just stay bigger. I guess if you get like Black Death coming in, you'll see all the cities actually shrink as they lose stuff. So that's cool. I thought you just build them up and then that was it, but no, it's flexible because he's saying it will try get to 4 in this example, and then if you go higher than that, it will try get back to 4 unless you actively make it not do it. And then you can see, yeah, Grand Metropolis, building time, agricultural taxes are worse because there's not as much fields. Artisan taxes, ooh, maritime taxes. Wonder what artisan taxes are. Hinterland taxes, baseline control, and obviously plague stuff's worse. But more slots, so you can have more buildings. That's why we're getting the building rework, I guess, as well. Because, yeah, you're going to have more district slots, which means you can have more buildings in there as well.
It's kind of like the very defined of how things are going.
That's cool, though, that it's variable. I thought you just build it up and it would just be that big, but it can actually go back down, which is cool.
And then at the bottom you have like all the little districts.
And then these are the districts you can't really see. Is it going to remove that? There we go. So the bottom line, I think, is just your buildings, and then the one above are the districts. I guess the fort's on the left, and then there's 4 districts in this one. And this is where if you build if you come in as a trader, you'll take one of these slots. And then that's where I think, like they're saying, if you move somewhere else, your buildings are left there, and then you have to like start again in a new city. You don't take your buildings with you. And then if another trader comes in here, they basically just take over your buildings that you built, which is cool. I like that.
Districts and the setups. And
this is a 1066 start. I wonder how crazy the sprawl will get. I hope the sprawl is limited. Like, I hope like the whole of the thing isn't just covered. I wonder if the sprawl is tied to districts. So you get like X amount per district, so it's kind of capped at how many districts you can have anyway. Because, yeah, I don't want the whole map just covered in city sprawl. I imagine it's relatively capped. So, it doesn't get silly. But it will be cool, like, seeing, like, all the sprawl shrink back down. That would be awesome. But yeah, we go. Construct new districts. So, diplomatic quarters, entertainment district. Yeah, so this will allow you to have the diplomatic halls, and then the potential buildings, like the brewing, trade port, the marshes or whatever they are called. So yeah, it looks like the buildings are basically moving into here. And as they said in the dev diary, it's so they can limit how good the bonuses are, but you can have more buildings. So you can kind of specialize cities a lot more than you can currently.
I guess we can look at one of the ones we already have.
Oh, there we go. Housing. So so this is how you can increase the size of your city as well. Yeah, settlement baseline is +100. Settlement size when below baseline, it will keep growing. District slots +2. For every 10 clothes, settlement size when below base... Oh, so it will fill back up quicker, basically. And then burgage plots, taxes for burgers, settlement size... So again, you can specialize by doing this a little bit more as well. So yeah, this is how you can push it up to be a bigger city by building the housing districts to increase the size of it.
So this is what a district look at the moment. It's still being worked.
I like this. I like the
you
district
have, like,
stuff.
the main building, and then you have like other buildings within it, basically.
So similar to domiciles in a way.
It was quite inspired.
I guess it is actually. It's a good point. I didn't think of it that way. It is kind of like domiciles built into the actual locations.
By domicile.
Am I the only one that finds it weird that the Italian merchant republics need to be maxed out as city size to be the empire title level when the cities were never really the largest in the world? I wonder if they'll have special versions though. Like I wonder if Venice has special mechanics that means they don't have to do it.
Really.
So the district is essentially a building that contains buildings.
Exactly. Just that it felt weird to call them buildings within buildings.
Yes.
So
Yeah, so it is quite like domiciles where you have the building and then the upgrades for the buildings. So it's a good point actually.
districts instead, basically. And yeah.
I don't know what this neutral
also,
means.
You know,
I guess that's like how they think of you. You're the holder, but you're looking at this as you. So I guess this is like their opinion of you, I guess.
working on this, but it's shaping up.
Ooh, communal wells, so that increases baseline size. Noble townhouses. So yeah, this amends like the market stuff. So again, yeah, this is how you can specialize quite a bit. You can have, you know, noble townhouses in a place. You can sell alcohol for more, luxury items, consumables. So again, as a trader, you're probably thinking like, okay, well, I can get this good. Where's a city that's built the right kind of thing for me to make more money from? So I think trading is actually going to be a lot more. There's a lot more going on with it than I thought there would be. Because, yeah, it's not as simple as I'll take this from there to this other place. Depending on what that city is, will modify how much money you're going to make from it.
Slowly.
One thing that you can see in some of the districts is that they have good requirements attached to them.
Yeah. This is basically how we set up every need in the game. So
Yeah, so I think they're going to say, so like goods can boost how good something does, rather than, it's not a negative. So it isn't like, oh, if I don't have this good, this building won't work. It's more, if I have this building and then I supply it this good, it gets better. So you can see, yeah, for every 10 stone, the city gets bigger. For every 10 luxury consumable, you make more money and the city gets bigger. So yeah, it's more about giving you bonuses for doing stuff. Bear, welcome to the stream. I always love scarcity mechanics like Black Desert Online had, where if you catch a fish in one region and transport it long distances where they are native, the settlement pays a huge markup. Well, I imagine that's what it's going to be like in this, because like ceramics and stuff are going to be, you know, off in one area of the map. And I imagine they'll be well sought after.
every little like building that has a specific need, you can also see them here, like underneath.
Yeah, that's cool how this looks.
It will be like, okay, for this need you will get modifiers, basically.
Yeah, so if you're meeting the need, you get additional modifiers to that building.
Yeah.
Imagine being an Indian ruler and exporting huge amounts of saffron, easy money. I mean, yeah, literally, still is. Yeah, it is going to be. Yeah, I think it's not going to be exactly supply and demand, but I think you are going to be able to make money out of it. I imagine the amount of money they make is way more.
And I guess what you will also see as we kind of move around a bit is that you will start seeing that instead of...
Yeah, so city here. So these give you the modifier. And then, yeah, again, so as I was just saying, it's not like if you don't have food. I mean, I guess food kind of a little bit different, but it's saying, yeah, if you have food, you get extra food supply. And then this holding, if you also gave them whatever this is, probably meats or something, you also get additional food supply as well, which I guess makes sense, but it shows if you get these two, it's specifically for this one.
Getting just gold, you'll now have specific types of taxes as well. We have cut up like the types of money you get basically into...
He who controls the spice, there you go. Oh, interesting, you can actually see the supply number on the city, or has it always been there? I always missed it because I didn't... No, I don't think it was there before in the city, it was just on the counties, wasn't it? Like if you hovered over the county, it would tell you. I don't think it told you, maybe it does, and I've never noticed it. Do different trade goods have different base demands? I think what they showed before, yes, kind of. Well, they give you different amount of money, which is basically like demand. You know, you'll get paid less for food than you will gold.
8 different types of taxes or something like that.
Yeah, so like we noticed, there are different taxes now. So civil taxes is a tax category. These taxes are drawn from the machinery of rule, courts, toll houses, records, fortifications, public works, and the officials who run them. So this is how they're specializing it even more. Because they showed artisan taxes, and there was another one. I think he said there's 8 of these. So I guess this again, like they said, like why people have asked, like, why are we getting districts and then buildings within those districts? I think it is so you can they can have more variety of buildings, and they can give smaller bonuses, but then also they've split up some of these bonuses, so it isn't just tax +1, it's now this certain type of tax. So again, they can have different buildings that improve the different kinds of taxes. So yeah, this looks really good. This actually is getting me more hype for this than I already was, to be honest. If they expand theocracies to include Muslim caliphs, I will declare, well, make them illegal. No, but next year, I believe we'll probably get it. I think we'll get that next year.
Okay, actually, yeah.
Oh, there we go. They're going to show us, yeah. Agricultural taxes, mining, religious, urban, artisan, maritime, civic, hinterland, and tribal. So again, these are where certain buildings are going to go into these different tiers. So yeah, every holding a ruler provides them with some domain taxes every month. In addition, most vassals have an obligation to pay it onto other people. And then, yeah, these are going to be where they can boost certain ones. So you can really focus a city on certain stuff. You can make a very artisan city and then tax them more. And then that's where you'll probably see a bit more like natural changes for trading and stuff, maybe.
Physical here. And this is supposed to then be, okay, we can modify it in different ways. Instead of just saying, hey, you get more taxes, now you get more maritime taxes if you're good with, like, you know, fishing, etc.
There we go, yeah. What I said.
And it's just trying to make it so we can kind of like cut up a lot of these like very impactful modifiers into something that's a little bit more.
Malforian, you think India will keep getting ignored? No, I think if I had to guess, I think next year we get Feudal and HRE as one DLC, and the other DLC, I think we'll get Islamic content next year with the religion rework like Catholicism. Again, like third rework for it, I guess. And then, yeah, like Knight said, I was just about to say, I think India will be 2028. If it doesn't come next year, it'll be the year after. Because, again, they can focus on all the religion stuff in India, and then all the cultural stuff. And I think that'll be I think India would be an awesome expansion for just like all the content they could do there. And it's like one of the last places that's never got any kind of content, really. India lore in game is even before Roads to Power was so rich, it feels like a shame. It hasn't got, yeah, exactly. And I think there's just so much they can do, especially religion-wise in India. And yeah, that's why I don't think it'll be next year, because I think they will. I think we'll get HRE, feudal rework, and then I just think with them doing Catholicism this year, or Christianity as a whole this year, now they've got that base rework of religion done, it makes sense for them to do Islamic stuff next year. And then they can maybe, if they are going to redo Crusades at all, they'll do that next year. But I think India will be the year after. If it's not next year, it'll be the year after. And then I think, because if we got that next year, I think the year after, if we got like a Slavic, Russia, Northern Lords 2.0, and India, and something else on the, Africa or something the year after would be awesome. I mean, they're not going to get specific content, but they are going to get like this. They are going to get Merchant Republics and stuff, so they are going to get some content, but yeah, nothing focused on them. I think, yeah, it's going to be great when they do it. I think it'll just give reason to play there, so it'll be good.
More piecemeal, so it's easy to kind of work with them. And yeah, it's...
But yeah, I think it just, in the hierarchy of places to do content, there's just been other stuff ahead of it, where like now, I think we're getting to the point, especially if we get Feudal redone next year, at that point it's just doing flavor content almost.
The top bar.
Better jump on the trademark that, Northern Lords 2.0. I think we are going to get Northern Lords 2.0. I know I've talked about it before, but I mean, obviously they won't call it that. I think they'll focus it more on Russia, Kiev and all that area, but then we will get some Viking content, kind of tangent, just by who who it's focused on. You will get some there, but I think we'll get like that area of the map redone.
Here is basically like special stuff, so it's like, you know, this like the holding district, the resource district, special district, duchy.
Oh, so one of these is just special building district, and this is trading post. So yeah, this is where you'll be able to build stuff. And I imagine these are the buildings that they were talking about in the other thing, where once these are built, they're there, and if you move, they get left behind, and it kind of links into the domicile system. They're going to stop making DLX after this. No, they're not. Yeah, no chance. There's another 5 years of content, Davidson. I mean, there's going to be 10 years of content for this game. Easily. Yeah, there's going to be content for at least 10 years of battle pass, season passes or whatever. There's no way they're stopping content next year. Not a chance. They did EU4 DLC? Yeah, they did. And like Stellaris still getting DLC. That's been out 10 years. Hoi 4. There's so much content they've still got to do for this game. Yeah, there's no way they're stopping DLC after next year. Not a chance.
Paid post districts if you want.
They'll stop when Gacha Kings comes out? Yeah. I mean, Islam 3.0 before India. The thing is with some systems, they were in the launch state, and then I think the game has evolved quite a bit in 5 or 6 years, obviously. And I think there's just some systems like Islamic realms where, especially with how religions are going to work now and all that kind of stuff, it just makes sense to do them again. But yeah, it is unfortunate, like India and Africa have got no content basically ever. But they will in the future. It's just time, you know. It's just, that's when it's going to happen.
That. And
I mean, obviously we'll get England content first.
Bottom line here will then be like what we call regular districts basically, and those are like, it's one by default, and then it's one slot for every like number you basically like, where there's a little like house here instead of.
So what's interesting here is if you go to Grand Metropolis and then it goes down, he's saying the amount of districts you have scale with this, as you can see, kinda. So like, do they just become disabled if you like? Does it just disable like the last two, and then if you get back up there, they kind of come out of mothball and you can use them again? Maybe that's how it's going to work. Maybe they'll say in a second.
Number, that's where you basically get.
That's good to hear. I thought they were starting on CK4. No, not yet, Davidson. Not yet. We've got Stellaris 2. We've got Hoi 5. We've got the rumoured non-historical game. So, no. CK4 isn't going to be here for 8 years or something. You don't need to worry about that. They're going to do Stellaris and Hoi 5 first before they get round to Crusader Kings. Yeah, exactly. And like I say, there is the rumoured non-historical one. Yeah, mysterious game. So if you think they release a game every 2 years, we'll probably get Hoi 5 or whichever game we get next year, Stellaris 2 or Hoi 5 or the mystery game. And then 2 years later will be the next one, 2 years later. And then after that, it'll be CK5. So you've got 8 years, probably 6 to 8 years of content for this without even worrying about it.
Another regular district slot, basically.
I do wonder if the College of Cardinals in Bagadalone will intervene if a pope becomes a massive sinner, goes against the faith in his behaviour. Like the Conclave choose... Like, do the Conclave choose a new... Yes, they do choose a new... Oh, I see. Do they kick them out? Maybe. I don't think they've talked about it yet, if they can remove a pope. Hoi 5 is rumoured to be worked on. Oh, it definitely is being worked on. I mean, they'll be working on all of them already. Like, Stellaris 2 will be, like, in pre-production. Hoi 5 will be. I think they'll do Hoi 5 before Stellaris 2. But I think both of those will be before... Well, both of those will definitely be before the next Crusader Kings game.
So you get it at 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And then you will then just increase up the number. And if for some reason you go down again, whatever you have inside that district will just be disabled.
Ah, there we go. He answered my question. He answered my question. They just get disabled if you go below the number, and then if you go back above it, they get reactivated. So that's cool. I like that system. I really like that. These aren't... I thought the city expansion would be you just build the cities and they get bigger and bigger. But but the fact it fluctuates is really cool. It also brings some theory into like which slots you do first, because the last ones you build are the ones most at risk of being, disabled if you go below the number. So, it brings some thought into that. The anti-pope, I mean, we're going to get the anti-pope. I think, yeah, they talked about that, didn't they? By the time CK4 comes around, we'll be buying it with meme coin. Yeah, exactly, we will. So, which thankfully is packaged with... Exactly. In the context of the current player base, but since the China expansion has been successful in terms of expanding the player base in China, they will do India. India is a large market. It is. But I just think there's the core realms that they focus on the most. I think they'll do them first before India. I could be wrong, but I think they'll do what I said earlier. It'd be a huge mistake in... I made a huge mistake in my HRE save. I was clicking to get stuff out of the way, but accidentally joined a witch coven. Now I lost a ton of... Well, just go evil. It'll be fine. Oh, wait, no. You were already Catholic.
I've seen a lot in our player base is, what if I don't care about trade? If I'm playing as a feudal ruler, how much do I have to engage with this?
So, no matter which way you spin it, there will be, trade goods exist in the game, and it will have an impact on you. You can probably ignore it to a fair point. You can be like, I don't really care about trade, it's not really my thing. I'm more interested in just doing my thing. And I think similar to now, if you're someone who plays the...
Which covens aren't worth the effort? No, they're really hard to do, and then it's just mostly negatives. Yeah, there's an achievement for it, so you can get the achievement.
Game and you don't build buildings, you're not going to really have a lot of gold, right? You're not going to necessarily have strong men at arms, etc. So...
I'm playing a medieval simulator, but I hate trade. Some guy who doesn't know history. I get what they mean, though. Like, I think this is probably aimed at the map painters who are probably like, I don't want to do trade. Like, I just want to map paint. You're playing the wrong game. But as we've seen, not having a trade good isn't a negative. I mean, it is in theory. Like he says, you could ignore it, and you won't be getting those bonuses, but if everyone else is trading, you will miss those bonuses. You are at a negative thing. But I imagine, and again, someone will make a mod that just automates it. And even as a feudal ruler, you can't do like as in depth. You can't set up trade routes. It's just getting the basics like food, I would imagine, and stone and lumber maybe, and stuff like that. I agree that they will do the current markets because they're not taking chances, even though India would be profitable. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, they're going to do the other things first. It's an understatement to say how much I love this game. I discovered it in 2023 and all the possible fictional history reruns. And that's why I like Crusader Kings. I always say this. Crusader Kings is my favorite game because there's so many ways to replay it. You can play the same character even, start in the same place, and especially now with Unlanded, there's so many ways to play the game differently. Whereas if you play something like Civ, it's like, okay, well, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, you win. Whereas I feel in Crusader Kings, there's just always that slight thing of like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen in this campaign. Something crazy could happen. So, maybe.
Your game in that sense is not going to change. If you already think that building buildings is fine, that means you can still play the game just fine, and you can kind of like, you can still do fairly well.
Unlanded was a game changer because you could do whatever you want. Yeah, exactly. The guy's making a good point. This guy's making a good point. You know, it's like saying like, oh, I don't care about buildings. Well, cool. You'll be at a disadvantage. Who doesn't build buildings? Who would do that? So sure, you can ignore it, but you won't be doing as well as if you didn't ignore it.
You just have a lot more opportunities exactly how you want to kind of like put everything together and how you want to kind of like configure your setup.
Anyway, guys, I better quit yapping quite as much because we've only got 40 minutes.
More or less. So
totally not Malforian before playing the Habsburg. Totally not me. No, totally not me.
Of districts that you can kind of build in here, right? Which will mean that
totally not me. Yeah. Anyway, they went through all the different ones here. Again, they kind of make sense. So yeah, building a village reduces the settlement size. That's how you can actually limit how big it can get if you want to. by setting up villages, which forces it not to grow too much. And then obviously makes trade goods better, and then agriculture and hinterland taxes and supply. I like this, the fact they're focused on certain things.
The different areas of your lands will feel a little bit different.
I see one good
47 minutes in, but 2 hours. I know, right?
Option for trade.
And I skipped the first like 15 minutes because they were just setting everything up. So we've done half an hour, and I've been talking for 2.5 hours on it.
So the way that we have kind of decided to do it, we haven't put it in yet. It's something we will start working on from.
I slack on buildings and it hurts me. Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, you really should invest in buildings if you can, because they just compound up to get better and better. You go, bro, on my reaction videos, I get comments like, holy pause button. It's just fun to talk about stuff.
From next week onwards, because right now, landed rulers have like a smaller form of trade, basically. But from next week onwards, we will basically change how trade works for them. So they will have more of a moving goods within their own realm kind of thing. So it's more like, hey, I have iron over there and I will just move my iron over here instead. So it will be less trade and more just like connecting your lands.
Oh, that's better. That's how I thought it was going to work originally. So yeah, they're basically saying if you're landed and not a trader, it will basically just do the internal trading for you, and you won't need to worry about other stuff. And then obviously having traders in your land will bring those other things to you.
Basically, and making sure that your lands kind of like, you know, hook together in a good way, or rather, I guess, your sub-realm, to be specific, right? In that sense, then our goal has been to say that, you know,
I've never understood people that complain about pause on reaction. Like, isn't that the point? Exactly, right? I watch somebody who does it, a Warhammer channel, and yeah, there's always people like, why you pause so much? Like, that's what I'm here for. You can just go watch it if you want to.
If you're playing as a landed ruler, you should spend approximately 5 seconds on trade. Whereas
There you
if you're
go.
playing as a merchant, you spend 5 minutes on trade. That's kind of been our mantra. So it's like, okay, if you're someone who's like an actual trader, you...
Yeah, so basically what somebody was asking earlier, like, if I don't want to do trade, do I have to? And he's saying, like, if you're landed, you're not really going to be interacting with it. You'll see the trade happening within your realm just to move goods around. So, like, move, you know, food to places where you don't have food and all that kind of stuff. But you won't have to actually, like, proactively interact with it. But you will interact with, you know, traders. Or if you have a Merchant Republic as a vassal, I guess you'll interact with it a bit more. But that's it. You love Warhammer. I do love Warhammer. I do love Warhammer.
should care about trade.
We are going to be playing. I did actually set up an alternate channel for Warhammer, but I actually got rid of it because I was like, I don't have time to do 2 channels. So we will at some point just be playing Warhammer on this channel. On live streams. We will probably play Total War Warhammer 40,000 and Dawn of War 4 on this channel at some point in a live stream. But they won't be on the usual nights. It's always going to be like Wednesday, Fridays for you know, historical strategy campaigns, but then I'll probably do streams on like a Monday or something, or on a weekend where I'll play Warhammer. The focus of this channel is always going to be historical games, but I just like Warhammer enough that I'll probably play it. The Mysterious Fantasy game, will it be like EU5? We don't know yet, Davidson. We've got no idea. We don't know yet. I imagine it'll be like Age of Wonders. I don't know. It's a total mystery. There's just rumors out there that they're gonna do a non-historical one. I think it's been semi-confirmed they are gonna, but we've got no idea what it'll play like. I imagine it'll play more like Crusader Kings, but who knows?
Then it's actually very important for how you play. If you're a landed ruler, you should be, I have this land and I have this land, and you just smack them together and you move on every day, and that's it. And then you will care about trade within the aspect of like, hey, I'm building my lands, but that's kind of where it stops, basically.
Yeah, I've seen multiple people ask, well, what if I don't care about trade? Don't play as a trader.
Yeah.
There you go. This guy gets it. It's good to hear, though, that, like, yeah, you don't have to do much if you don't want to do it, if you're a landed ruler. But, yeah, just play a trader if you want to do it.
Like, that should be...
I think it'd be another experimental game if they're not. I think they're going to put effort into it. Yeah, who knows what it's going to be like. They probably saw the numbers and how popular top conversion mods were for EU, and that probably is some of it. And some of their other games have done well. Yeah, like Age of Wonders did well, and there was that other one, I can't remember what it's called, that did well. That was kind of in that field, so they probably just don't want all their games to be, all their first-party games that they make themselves. They probably want to branch out a little bit. We'll see.
Should basically be how it works.
I'll probably cover it on the channel, so we'll see.
Adapted to the new changes. So right now, my understanding is that the AI is approximately as good at buildings as they used to be, if not slightly better. And we're still working on improving.
Yeah, right. They're trying to improve the AI with buildings.
I mean, that was one of our goals going into this, is that the AI be able to engage with the system effectively.
It's been a while since they branched out again. Yeah, I think the problem is they branched out before, messed it up a load, and thought, Joe, let's just go back to our tentpole releases, our historical games. But I think they do want to branch out a little bit. So, yeah, we'll see what it's going to be. What it's going to be is an alternate universe Roman game. It's gonna be Roman Empire, but your furries. That's what it's gonna be, guys.
We're also kind of trying to minimize the gap between player input and AI input a little.
The AI is good at buildings. I mean, that's what they're saying. They're trying to minimize that gap and make them better at deciding what buildings to build. I mean, they've got to do that with this, because now they've got to decide districts and then buildings within districts, and you don't want to see the AI like being in an area that doesn't have any precious metals, but then they're just building precious metal buildings. So I'm sure they'll have like systems to stop that from happening, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. There's a lot of stuff about the DLC this year about like, how's the AI gonna manage? But I mean, it's managed fine with everything else mostly.
A bit, because the AI has always been set up not to play necessarily in a very smart way, but in a way that feels very natural, which means that as the AI is specifically set up to always build city walls, for example, it's always like, yes, I'm a good feudal ruler, I will
Roman Empire, but your furries. Exactly, that's why it's going to be that.
Set up the walls and protect my people, which is, it feels natural of what they would do in real life, but the walls are kind of bad. Whereas now it's actually like, okay, you are supposed to be incentivized to potentially have walls, and they, you kind of like what you are playing and what they are playing is closer to each other, basically. So
I think that's been
Romans weren't furries though. Yeah, but this is alternate universe. This is alt universe stuff, so they definitely were.
One fundamental disconnect.
I mean, they were. They put those like pelts over them. All the commanders. They were just dressing up as them. They were ahead of their time, if you think about it. I can see it now. The Colosseum games, exactly. There you go.
The AI is not playing the way a player would. They played the way a medieval ruler would.
Yeah. So I think that, if I'm not mistaken, it is as good, if not somewhat better than it was beforehand. And I would say that across the board, it feels like the
yeah, exactly. Yeah, those bear coats on.
Values have been improved from what they used to be as well. Though of course, with all of the building chains that we now have in the game, there is we're still trying to find like those those broken permutations that people could in theory have, right?
They haven't. I guess they're going to talk about another.
I think we have
in another one about like rebalancing the economy, like how much activities cost and stuff like that. I guess they'll talk about that nearer the time. They probably haven't done that yet.
200 plus new building chains now.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of new building chains, and like, okay,
there's 200 new building. Oh well, 200 in total building chains now, instead of what's there now. Like, I guess there's quite a few now with all the different ones. Since, yeah, I guess because there's like the temple ones, stuff like that. But
I'm sure there are different variations that can still break it.
Rebalance? Why would it need a rebalance? I know. Everything's perfectly balanced in this game. Why would you need to rebalance? Wait, what's that? A feast costs 800 gold. Yeah, I've no idea.
Let's see, one question. They're talking about border changes in Italy. We've shuffled up the map of Italy a little bit, haven't we?
Yeah, we have shuffled it a little bit, so you can see it a little bit if you move a little bit in. It's we move things around a little bit for
Elder Scrolls 6 has been delayed. Insider say Xbox worried about competing with the Roman furries. Yeah, bathhouses and car houses. There you go.
Specifically, so we could have more cities inside of it, kind of like city-states inside of it. So, for example, now we can see Amalfi.
Oh yeah, Amalfi's here. Yeah, because Amalfi's been added. And then they've split up Rome and the Vatican, haven't they, I think, now as well.
For example, so you can play as, like, if we wanted to, we could be, like, you know, we can play as, like, City of Rome, and we can then have the Pope as our liege. So you can be like, ah, yes, I'm kind of the city council. So that is, like...
and then they've changed stuff in the north, I think they've said as well.
You know, as you look around, you kind of see a couple of these things. There's also...
I wonder if the trade dots will always be on the map. Yeah, I was saying that earlier, Night. I think if... I wonder if they're only there if you're a trader, or whether you could turn them off, because I hope you could turn them off if you're not doing trading. But even if you are, unless you're setting up a trade route, I'd kind of like them to not be there. But I imagine they show if you're a merchant, but not otherwise, because, yeah, I don't want them there all the time. It looks kind of silly, I think, if they're there all the time. In EU5, I'm playing as the Pope, going into battle with my men.
So... There's a new path through the mountains here.
Oh yeah, there is a new path through the mountains.
It felt natural, so I was like, I asked for it specifically. And then I think there's like 1 or 2 duchies. I know I asked for this to be split specifically.
Oh yeah, now you've got Lombardy and Upper Lombardy.
I don't think there is anyone else that was added. So it's just a...
I was late, so buildings and resources now. Yeah, they're changing buildings, so you have districts that you then build buildings in that can specialize cities a bit more. And they don't need resources, but resources basically buff buildings. They don't, like, if you don't have them, it doesn't make the buildings worse, but it makes them better if you have them. I'm inspired to boot up CK3 right now. There you go. Time for a fresh Norse unlanded playthrough. There you go. Head to... start as Norse and then be a God King in
a lot of
Mandala.
Changes. Yeah. Anything else we should mention, talk about? Any questions?
Let's see. How much time do we have left? We've got 20 minutes to go.
20 minutes to go.
Hit us with your questions. This was intended to be a sort of Q&A plus stream. So.
Exactly.
Seems like a good yeah, I think they've done it so like it's a bonus to have them, because I think it would feel bad if you were in if you loaded into the game and you're a count of somewhere and you don't have lumber, like, oh, well, I can't build anything now. I think it's a lot better that you can do the same stuff now, but then you just get a bonus for having those things. I think it's a much better way of doing it, so you're not penalized for not having them. You are kind of, but not really. They have same times as... Yeah, no, I need to get going.
Settle into Republic.
Right now they cannot. They would have to still go through feudal.
No, you can't go tribal to Republic, guys. You gotta go to feudal.
I think we're probably going to add it so they can go directly in.
They're gonna change it. Never mind. I don't know. Should you be able to go tribal to Merchant Republic? It seems like you should have to go feudal or admin first, but I guess why not? I guess why not have the option?
Just be like, hey, we'll just make like a decision similar to what they have now, and they can just be like, I want to be a republic instead. So it can be like, you can do the...
I guess it makes sense, because you can raid, like we were saying earlier, you can raid, get loads of money, and then settle down as a merchant republic.
You can do the Gotland move, basically.
Yeah, the Gotland, yeah, which somebody said earlier.
I guess Gotland or Vatican or something.
I saw a few people talking about the Gotland Trade Republic.
Yeah.
Are we getting fairs as an event?
Yes.
Ooh. We're getting carnivals and fairs. I want to trade my bear coats and ivory tusks. Exactly. That's what it's all about. Yeah, we're going to get carnivals for Merchant Republics.
There's still...
Oh, wait, no, there's fairs as well. Yeah, there's Ecumenical Council and then Market Fair. So there's Activities Carnival. Delight your people with masked revelries. I think this is the Merchant Republic one. So Prosperity, Piety, Prestige. I guess this is how you get the Prestige to unlock the extra things. And then there's also Market Fairs.
Being worked on, the Market Fairs.
There we go. Your government is Republic. Invite merchants, peddlers, and travellers to a bustling fair where deals are struck and rumours are traded. May secure trade goods needed by your realm. Oh, so this is how if you're landed as well, how you can get additional trade goods. Ecumenical Council is Pope Talk. Yes, it is. Yeah, I guess that's why it's showing here, because this is technically after that DLC comes out. But yeah, that's all about, papal stuff. May purchase artifacts of varying rarity. may learn secrets to gain hooks, may lose stress, may gain stewardship lifestyle experience. So, yeah, I would imagine, especially as landless, you get this. As landed, not merchants, you get this to make trade things happen.
So, the person who was supposed to work on this ended up being shuffled off to by God alone for a long period of time. So they are there and they are functional, but we're not going to show them off because they're still missing so much work, basically.
Yeah. Again, the DLC isn't done yet. We're still working on it.
The DLC's not out to November.
A couple of weeks.
We've got ages.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Something like that.
Can landed rulers act against companies within their borders?
So, not a lot yet. There's basically a couple of things that we're still working on that we are still trying to figure out, which we haven't quite gotten to. And you can kind of put that up as tolls, tariffs, and diplomatic interactions with trade. And these are things that we're all going to discuss on.
Ooh, we can set up tariffs. Everyone loves tariffs. You can see here the Pope. I think this is new, isn't it? Got like the papal thing on the top because it's a what's they called? Theocracy. I guess that's like the theocracy icon for realms. When you play as a martial character in China, do you just have to defend the borders against invasions instead of going to do exams? Kinda. You can do both though. Even we have tariffs in CK3 now, I know, right? I'm gonna go to the Straits of Hormuz right away.
Monday. So
hope they do blockades. I think they should be able to do blockades. Like, if you've got a merchant republic within your realm, especially, you should be able to blockade them and say, look, you've annoyed me, I'm going to set up a blockade so you can't trade. Or you might be able to set up blockades against other merchant republics.
So next week, as soon as we get our feature owner of trade back into the office again after the vacation, so we can actually make sure that we can have a little bit of diplomatic trade play, basically.
Will roads affect army movement and travel speed?
So, if things goes as we plan, roads
I think this is not
should affect
playing properly. There we go.
Travel speed and the carrying capacity of trade routes on it.
Blockade Gibraltar, you could never do that. Yeah, as I was saying, they talked about this in the dev diary before the summer break. So yeah, roads improve character speed, army speed, and trade capacity as well.
Let me see, one question I can answer. How about a CK3 to EU5 converter? Nothing official. We did that for CK2 to EU4, and that was a nightmare. Anytime either game updated, the converter would essentially have to be rebuilt. So, no, we're not doing that again.
Yeah, I've done this for your CK2. It wasn't great. It was terrible, actually.
And it'd be even harder now because it's different studios now. The people who make...
Hope there's a possibility that peasant revolts become republics if they're successful. Oh, I wonder if there's a chance they could become a special kind. It'd be interesting if they did that. I don't think they will. I think they'll just work how they do now.
EU5 aren't even in the same country as us.
No, I mean, we can always send them a message, I guess, but Mr. Henderson, we have updated the build.
Dev diary on Monday. No, our dev diary schedule isn't picking up until... let me check. I've got it on my calendar here. It's like 2 weeks from now.
I see someone asking how...
Oh, there we go. Dev diary's back, not next week, the week after.
How special buildings will work. They will work as they currently do. We didn't do any massive changes to them, so we have...
Dreadmax in players dislike that. I get like 30 peasant revolts a day. Use control more. I want more problems. Yeah, I don't think I want them becoming republics every time. Maybe if it happened like once or twice, but I wouldn't want every popular uprising becoming a republic. It'd be crazy. The backup, welcome to the stream. I wonder how much and what kind of merchant clothing assets they added. That's a good question. I don't think they're going to show us, but we might find out. We'll find out in the future, but yeah, same for By God Alone. I wonder how many like papal and, you know, theocracy clothing we're going to get.
Kind of wrapped them into the new system of districts, but they still work the same way they always did, basically. So we haven't changed them particularly much.
One thing I want to mention, because I have seen it myself and I loved it, building queues.
Yeah, we have building queues.
Oh yeah, they're going to show us the building queues now.
It's there's still some bugs etc. related to it, but we do.
I've always wanted that to happen on your stream last time, where a son became king in another land. Never happened to you. They just stay within the land. It's because, Bear, I just marry off my children to anyone. I'm like, oh, he's like, you know, third in line, but maybe the two in front of them die off, and then they do, and then you randomly go like, you look at the map one day and you're like, who's the king of Frisia? Oh, it's my son. I didn't know that. Yeah, like the current campaign, yeah, where my son's like king of Sicily and we didn't know.
We have there was a building queue system.
Yes, this is the building queue they're bringing in.
Queue buildings.
And they're not. I guess they're not going to talk about it. So it looks like what you do, and this makes sense, is you like deposit money into the queue, and then you could queue up buildings. Which is, I guess, the only way you could really do it, because yeah, I guess if you did it another way, you'd have to always have the money on hand for when it got to the next building. Whereas, yeah, it looks like, because you can only, unlike EU5, well, no, EU5 can only build one in a county as well. But I think basically you put money into a pool and then your queue pulls from that pile of money, not your main pile of money, like these reserves, basically.
I wonder why there's two of these now. Oh, it's because of treasury. That's why. But yeah, there will be building queues.
It's actually quite fun managing inheritance instead of map painting. It is, yeah. I've got a new affinity of it after doing the Habsburg campaign achievement. Because that you have to do it that way. It's really fun, actually.
I saw someone please address performance questions. I would say that at least regarding performance on AP5, I think it's currently 10 to 15% slower than live is, which is a pretty good state for this time of development.
Oh, there we go. For performance, it's currently 10 to 15% worse than live. Which is, yeah, like he says, if they're 3 months away, that's not bad to say, adding in all of trade. And they'll already have the By God Alone content running as well. So, I mean, if they keep it roughly the same, that's not bad, I don't think. If you're on a low machine, you're going to be struggling, but... you're in a very good mood today. Your father is cancer-free. Dude, that's awesome. And his physician told him today he might live to 100. That's really cool, unless you're making a joke about Heisteen. But that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. That's always good to hear.
Yeah, we'll drive that number down as we get closer to release.
Yes.
Like we had a lot of questions about performance for All Under Heaven as well, and we didn't want to answer them when they were coming in because performance is not final until like the very end.
Yeah.
So
he's 83 and I was worried for a good... Yeah, I would be as well, dude. But that's awesome news. That's really good. Yeah, I mean, like they're saying here, there's no real point in them talking about performance until closer to the time, because like optimization's always the last thing they do. Obviously, they could not do it well, but I think All Under Heaven and Nomads, I personally don't notice that much of a difference. I know some people do, but like I can't noticeably see the game run slower, so they do pretty good.
So any comment we make about performance right now,
it's interesting. I thought it'd be worse with Sprawl, even though it'd be worth it. I mean, Sprawl, to be honest, though, is just... If they optimize the graphic for it, it's really not that much to add to the map. Do they talk about special building rework? They just said special buildings aren't really getting any kind of rework. They just slot in how they currently do. They just talked about that. Even on average, this game is tougher to run on low machines. It's all the RAM from, like... You know, the biggest update you could do for your machine for Crusader Kings, or any Paradox game almost, is just get more RAM up to a sensible amount, because it's all the processing of all the stuff that's happening rather than the graphics.
will not be valid a week from now.
Yeah, it's a constant thing of development, and
even on average, just get low machines. Man, I put a lot of RAM, and I mean, I only have 16 gig of RAM. And I stream and play the game at the same time, and I don't generally have any issues. But yeah, I mean, it depends. If you have a bad CPU, CPU as well. Your GPU's not as important. You've got to have a good CPU as well.
it's actually a real challenge because
It's all about processing the mechanical side of stuff.
When you feature and suddenly something is off, and
It just takes forever to load. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game with millions of moving pieces.
So yeah.
Fortunately, we have some incredible programmers on our team who's focused solely on performance.
Yeah. I see someone asks about how to build roads as a rule without being a merchant or trading. At the moment, you don't. It's still a little bit up in the air if we will allow you to do so at all. For reasons, really. It's
What do you think, guys? You're not allowed to be. You're not going to be able to build roads as non-traders. I like it because I think if you could build roads, it'd just end up like Civ, where just the whole map's just covered in roads. I actually like that it's only through trading you can get roads.
to be able to actually have the game set up properly and work properly, it just it was a nightmare if we tried to do it in all of the province. So basically how roads have been set up is that they're basically set up between markets. So you don't have a road that goes from, I don't know, from Rome to the Vatican. You have a road that goes from, you know, the Vatican up here, for example.
Yeah, they
So
go
it's
from
set
the
up between,
duchy
like, the
capitals, basically.
So it's just they're set up for trade more than they're set up for rule.
I like it being limited, but I hope the AI can't go crazy with it. Well, as it's all based on trade, like I guess there's just naturally a limit as to where the roads will go.
Really. How are cultural traditions affected, such as maritime? We are still going through culture trads, and it's unclear exactly how all of they will work, but we are like making an effort to go through a bunch of them.
They better had, to be honest. You better get bonuses if you have like maritime cultural traditions and you're a maritime republic. There better be some. I'm sure there will be. They're just probably one of the last things they'll do.
And adding like different trade effects, etc., to make sure that it actually works.
Out of all the goods you've traded in testing, which good is your favorite? My personal favorite? Silver. Everybody wants silver. It's easy to get. It's expensive. It's valuable.
The answer is salt.
Oh, there we go. Salt and silver, guys. That's what it should have been called.
The fun fact is that right now, before I move on, basically every trader in Venice thinks that gold is the best stuff ever. So all of them trades in gold,
Yeah,
which means that all of them are splitting up how much gold each person can trade. So they have like 6 gold bars each or something, which is just kind of silly.
That's the thing as well. Like, let's say, like the merchant republics are going to have, you know, each house is going to be trading. So you're going to get a lot of trading coming out of merchant republics, especially as they get bigger. Whereas if you're just a trader in a random place, it's just you trading, unless there's another trader that turns up. So, like, yes, things like that are going to, like, compound how much things are worth, because if you're in Venice and you're one of, like, 6 families and you're trading silver and nobody else is, good times. But then if all the other houses start trading silver, then less of a good time. Back in the day, silver used to back economies. Yes, before gold took over. Yep, and salt was salt was also like almost like a currency as well back then.
and that's where trade competitiveness comes in.
Exactly.
My fiance looked at the achievements while I was scrolled through and yelled, "Yes, there is a K-pop one. Yeah, that's how it's done. Yes, that is. We've done that on the channel."
If you have a higher competitiveness than another trader in the same market, you get access to more of the goods in that market.
Yeah. So, I guess a cool thing that's also haven't mentioned, you will now see little traders on the actual map, because you know, traders and merchants republics don't really use the map as much as the others do. So, you know, as you get closer, you can kind of see little like dudes traveling on, you know, things, etc.
I think their stream was breaking up a bit here because it's jumping a bit. But yeah, you can see the traders go. Yeah.
You zoom out, you can just, you know, turn into this little like thingy, what we call the trade octopus, which is like supposed to be like this, you know, as you.
It will look cool if you've got like a bunch of trade stuff going on, and you literally see the spirals of your trade going out from your city.
Trade routes going, and it did look like an octopus just.
Hey, look, there's like a big trader, a small guy, a guy on a horse,
stretching out from Tokyo into
exactly
China, Korea, Indonesia.
So that's supposed to be like a really cool thing. So trade competitive works kind of like trade advantage in EU5.
Yes.
Now, I have played a fair amount of EU5. I don't remember exactly how trade advantage works. Trade competitiveness is basically just like in, like imagine just 2 numbers like checking up against each other. So if you have like, 100 wheat, for example, of some kind, some cereals, and you come in with 60, another person comes in with 40 competitiveness, you will take 6 of them, and you will take 40 of them. It's basically splitting the amount of production.
It's almost like the world has lived it. Yeah, no, right? You get to see this. It looks really cool, like showing these little trade things going on. I do like the competitiveness thing as well, because yeah, that's gonna balance like how well you can do. Like he was saying, like if you think there's 100 silver and you have 60% competitiveness and the other guy has 40, you'll get 60 of the gold, he'll get 40 of it, or 60 of the silver, you'll get 40 of it, whatever, whichever way around. So that's why you'll want to focus on competitiveness, because it's basically who takes what they want. And if you have terrible competitiveness, you basically get nothing. So you can be trying to trade and you're useless and you don't get anything.
A litany of ways to increase your competitiveness and attack the competitiveness of competing merchants.
Will there be an English parliament? No. Not yet.
Right now, the entire assembly system is just for republics.
How many goods are exclusive to specific regions?
At this moment, guys. So when we get feudal rework, we're going to get English parliament. That's when the good times began.
I assume silk is one. Any others? So, what we can do for good measure, I guess. So on the left here we have
exactly. Not yet.
Game. I think we can do something sneaky. Because trademark. No, is it not this one? It's this one. No, it's not this one either. We had one that was specific for. Is it this one? Maybe this is the one. So is it?
It's like. Have people paused and see, is there any special ones here we don't know yet?
Trade good. So here's like a little setup for all of them. So if we want to see where the different things exist, basically.
Oh, here we go. It's showing so trade good, wood region, and then all the different ones. Sugar, where wine is on the map.
Hook them in and hook them out. So you can be like, okay, this.
There you go. That's where all the locations where stone is really good.
Where stone is created by default.
Spices here. India, you can't see the rest of the map, but yeah, so you don't have any spices over here, so I guess you'll make loads of money if you somehow trade them across the map. Will specialized trade buildings be required in the capital? The resources in a different holding. Duchies basically. So if the capital's in the same duchy where the resource is, then no. But if the resource is in a different duchy, then yes. Basically, the duchies are the trade region, like the micro trade regions. So that's how it's going to do it. I wonder if all the minerals are locked in. I'd say they're locked, and then I would imagine there's a game rule to randomize them.
Spices is, for example, pretty much.
There you go. You can see where all the spices are in the game. I think they'll be locked. It would make the most sense, because otherwise you get spices in Scandinavia. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a randomized mode, though.
Only in the east, right? Silver is a little bit everywhere. Silk is basically...
There you go. Silk's all here, and then over here. There's a little bit over here as well. And then all the way over here.
Only in the east, with the exception of, I think it's Thessaly or something. Salt is a little bit everywhere. So you can kind of
Where's the tea region?
Of course,
England.
That's very specific.
Where... Tea's here.
And there's some that's a little bit everywhere.
But I want my British Spice Empire? Well, yeah, but you'll have to go trade for it. Well, that's the thing, though. If you set up a merchant republic somewhere, you can probably bring spice in and then trade that out to other places, I guess, maybe.
And that also means that...
War for spices in India. They'll get hairy since Sri Lanka is Buddhist, and the rest... and it's kind of alone versus India itself, yeah?
Of course. Oh, yeah. Jade, the one with the least amount.
It's going to be interesting to see how the AI deals with it. Yeah, there we go. So Jade is in very few places. So if you can get control, if you're a trader, you could move your trade thing there and then be trading jade to places if there's enough production of it. So again, that's how the building thing is going to do as well, because obviously the location needs to have the buildings to get enough jade out of it. But you can fund those, they said in the dev diary, as a merchant republic. You can fund the buildings if you want to.
Of things in the world.
Didn't Britain import their tea? Yes, they did. Yeah, that's what I mean. England's just stockpiling all the tea. Yes. Imported it all from, India mostly.
we really should not have added jade as a trade good. It's one I regret having added, but it's there, so I'm not removing it at this
There's
point.
got to be one trade good that's super rare.
With jade, it has 8 areas, like 8.
Jade has
countries where it
8
exists by
places you
default.
can get
You
it
can
from.
remove it from 4.
Sure.
After eating Indian food, I fully understand why Sri Lankan spice are so sought after. There's nothing like the spices they use. Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, the Indian food is so good. British import their tea, but still threw a fit when they threw it. It's because the Americans weren't going to drink it. If they'd filled up the harbour and then brewed it, they'd be like, you legends, but they weren't. They were wasting it.
Why not? So, yeah.
We have one person who really wants to see Venice up close.
Oh, here we go. They're going to show us Venice now.
Oh, absolutely. Venice is actually super cool up close. So we can jump over so you just get proper visibility. This is what Venice.
There we go. It looks way better than it does now because it looks normal. And the Americans threw all the English tea in. Yeah, they did. Yeah. An ocean of tea, King George would have been like, geniuses, exactly, I grant you more land. But they didn't. They just wasted it instead. You can see the city sprawl, obviously, a little bit better in this. And then, yeah, that's what Venice looks like. I think this looks really cool, actually. Oh, and then you can see the trade ship. So this is one of the trade ships down here.
Like gondolas going, etc.
That's cool.
So, yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Will trade routes be impacted by natural disasters or plagues?
Plagues, yes. I think we also have them for natural disasters, but I don't remember if it's hooked in yet or not. It should be.
Okay, what else have we got? Are trade good locations dynamic?
So...
Paradox is just trying to make me neglect my job with all these updates. And then plague. Yeah, plagues are going to... Plague, disasters, all the things you would think would interrupt with them. That's why they were saying, like, in general, when you're a landless trader, you'll want to stay in the same place. Because if you move, it breaks all your trade routes. Which obviously you don't need to worry about as a merchant republic. But they did say, like, well, you might have to move. If there's a bunch of diseases, if there's a massive wars that start happening, it might be actually preferential to move.
The way trade goods work is that we have basically set up potentials across the whole world. That's the map we just...
Alright, we've got like 3 minutes to go, guys, so we'll finish this now.
We can, well, we have this resource district here. This thing. This is based on potentials in the whole world. So these are things that we could have taken instead. So if we wanted honey, if we wanted flax, if we wanted dyes, or if we wanted fish, we could do that instead, basically. And it would be like a main production inside of this area.
But if there's a potential for a trade good and it's not being exploited there, then that trade good does not exist there.
There's also like, we have like a mini version, basically. So inside of it, you can have like a little like building that does the same thing, but in a smaller variant.
Oh, yes. Yes, it works like domiciles. So, yeah, this is something they did talk about in the dev diary, where, like, this is where you'll, like, specialize cities. So, I think they said in the dev diary, every location has 3 resources. Like, nearly everywhere will have, like, lumber, stone, some kind of food, and something else. And then the buildings you build specialize into one of, well, kind of specialize it. But they're saying here, actually, even if you specialize into one thing almost, you can build these smaller buildings that allow you to get some of the other production. So, like, honey, you could set up, obviously, other places, or flax. I guess dyes kind of make sense. I guess this is, again, so, like, if there's no dyes anywhere near you, you at least can make a little bit of it in your realm if you do build these buildings. But they're very limited into how many of these you can build.
And you can be like, okay, we're having, this is our main production, and this is our little like side production, our side gig, basically. We're like, okay, we're mainly doing salt, but on the side, we're also doing a little bit of dyes, and then you can kind of like, you know, get more of them.
Can adventurers establish republics by conquering land?
I don't think so.
Are the Venetians getting their own culture? Don't they already have? I mean, they are, because they showed it earlier. But don't they already have their own culture? I don't know, actually. I guess you don't... I guess I never play as them, so I have no idea. I presume they did, but maybe they don't. But yeah, it showed it earlier. He was Venetian.
Yet, though, it would probably be something that we want to do. I'm not entirely certain how we would hook it in, though, because I think it's just when they get land, it just like automatically change. So you'll probably have to be like a typical like, hey, you settle down and then you change into it afterwards.
It'd probably make more sense to shift them into merchant and then from merchant into republic.
Yeah, lamps and merchants can basically like switch pretty freely between the two of them. Though of course, if you go from being a merchant to a lamp, you're basically leaving behind your company, right? So your company will still exist without you. They're like, oh, I see our CEO just chose to become a hobo and travel the world. I guess, okay.
I'm going to give up my mercenary band and become a hobo.
Without you.
Do republics use title men-at-arms?
Yes, they do.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so they do get normal men-at-arms. And I wonder if you like hire these out then. I think that's what the creditor one is or whatever. You can hire these out, I'm pretty sure.
That's a super straightforward answer.
I don't know if I have to actually like expand, but that's, yeah.
Would exponential gold growth make gold trivial in the late game? That was one of the things we were looking to address with Silk and Silver.
It is definitely like, it's still like something we are working on. We have some more things we want to do. We have very much cut down on like the exponentialness of the growth, basically.
Oh, that's
so,
good.
Like, it's a little bit more linear than it used to be, because it used to be like, hey, you start on 4 and you end up at like 80 or something.
Yeah, so they are going to work into like dealing with the gold economy just going nuts at the end.
Now it'll be...
I mean, we'll see how successful they are in doing that, but they say they're gonna.
More linear, and we're also looking at like increasing the cost of men-at-arms, etc. So, you know, it's not as cheap to keep them around if you want to stay strong.
And we know they are limiting mercenaries in Silk and Silver, so you can only have one set of mercenaries unless you're unless you're a republic, and then you can get more than one.
What does the merchant setup in East Asia look like?
The merchant setup in East Asia. So this is like the you can see everyone that has a little blue hat, basically.
There's quite a lot of merchants here.
So there's a fair amount.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's loads of them actually.
Of them everywhere. That's kind of like, you know, relatively civilized, I guess, except Japan.
Japan just does 1. Oh, no, there's 2 up here as well.
I do consider Japan to be somewhat civilized. Just
Yeah, they're just not as interested in capital.
exactly. Whereas, like, you know, if we move into like
Oh, there's 1 here, 1 up here. So yeah, they're obviously a lot more around the coastline.
There's a fair bit in India and across Persia.
Yeah, the more physical development there is within a holding, the more demand for trade goods there will be, and the more merchants you'll have ending up there.
Exactly. They will kind of like naturally spread out over time.
Will there be elections? Kind of, for republics?
Yeah.
Yeah, they vote on who the successor for the republic is.
Yeah.
How many companies are there on GameStart?
They are busy planning rice and playing with their samurai swords. I know, right? They don't have time for merchant republics. I kind of feel like in Japan, the merchant republics would get real OP just due to how Japan works in the game.
I want to say like 200 or something, but we...
There you go. There's 200 merchants at the start of in 1066.
Probably check it.
And just to contextualize that number for everybody, we have like 40,000 characters at GameStart. 200 is nothing.
Oh, right, because it won't actually show the number. This says 2,000. That seems way much.
2,000 of them?
An unknown number between...
Oh, no, these aren't.
Like...
No.
Well, those will be company members and not necessarily the company leader.
Yeah, we want actual... 341 is the number we're looking at.
There you go. In 1066 at the moment, 341 merchants of some kind, like merchant republics or landless. Seems like quite a lot, but...
At the moment.
A lot of people asking about the Silk Road. That's not fully implemented yet. With
So basically, I can talk a little bit about it. So like the way we set up our development is in different phases. So we start off with like pre-production, and then we go into production, and then we go into what we have just ended up in now, which is called iteration, and then we're going into like.
Wow, there are way too few merchants in India, considering they're clearly the most successful in this period. I mean, I think they showed there was quite a few in India, but like, there's not going to be hundreds of merchants everywhere. Because, yeah. I mean, if there's like what did I just say? Like 300 in 1066 at the moment. Again, this has not been balanced or anything, so like they haven't like probably focused on it. They're probably just that's what it's currently spawning. But yeah, I'm sure that in the end they'll weight it into certain areas.
Pre-release and then actual release, right?
I'm starting my CK3 stream, deciding where to start. Where should I rule us today for your new save? Have you played Wanua? If you've not played Wanua, play there in the Pacific Island. Well, in the Indonesia, whatever that bit of the world's called, the bit above Australia, like Papua New Guinea or somewhere. If you've not played Wanua, do that and then work your way into Mandala. And there's a bunch of achievements just for doing that, and then quite a few Mandala ones.
We always said that Silk Road was going to come in during iteration, so it's one of those things that we're trying to figure out right now how we.
Oh, so they are going to do something with the Silk Road, because that was one of the questions people had. Are they going to change the Silk Road? And I remember they said no plans at the moment, but we will do if we can. And it sounds like they're still planning on doing something with it, but they haven't decided what. I wonder if it'll just give like bonuses of some kind.
We kind of want to tackle the Silk Road, basically. So
I didn't know there was a lot of achievements. Yeah, there's one for, if you start as Wanua, there's one to become Mandala. And then Mandala, there's a bunch of achievements for like maxing it all out and stuff. So it's fun.
So it's still a little bit unclear. We want to do something with it, but we haven't really decided the details yet.
It's planned, but we can't talk about it yet because it's not ready. Again, in development build.
Is there a release date yet? Yes, but it's not public.
Yeah. I'm going to say November...
I mean, we've had like the release date in mind for a long time.
24th.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the last week of November. Would be disappointing if they didn't update the Silk Road. Yeah, that's why I think they will, at least in some way, update it. Or they'll say, we didn't get it done in time, and the first patch will update it. I think they'll do something. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, though. I think it will be more of like, you know, there's just additional bonuses based around it and stuff like that. November 10th, I think it'd be later than that. That's only like 5 weeks after the other DLC comes out.
Once we're 100% sure we're going to be able to launch it on a given date, we will tell you what that date is.
I mean, we have like a setup for this as well. I don't think this is something that people know, but basically we have like a date that we're aiming towards, and then we have a meeting where we decide if we can go for it or not, and then if not, we will then change said release date and move things around, and if we do, well, then that's the release date and we will announce it publicly.
Because announcing delays sucks, so we don't want to do that. So we wait.
Remember that they did that last year? Yeah, I know. I think it'll still be... Yeah, I guess it was super close last year as well, which is crazy. I think it'll be like well... Yeah, it'll probably be true like last year if it's right at the end of November. It doesn't give them much time to do patches if they need to. Maybe it'll be like the 17th of November. I don't think it'll be the 10th. It'll probably be one of those, though.
Until we're pretty damn certain we're going to hit that date before we say it.
Can adventurers form companies? Yes. If you mean merchant companies. Is there a unique merchant situation in Venice or otherwise? No, there is not. There is a new situation in general, which is the Guelphs and the Goons.
Oh, you don't get a special... you don't get a special Venetian government type. I kind of thought you might do, but they just get the normal one. Oh, this is the Guelphs and Ghibellines stuff they were talking about in the announcement. So there's this cool situation where, you know, the thing that happened historically, you're going to play that out.
But that's the only situation we're adding with Silk.
No, they're not going to show us much more.
That one's still very
teaser
much in development, so we're not going to talk too much about that. Any new great projects?
Not yet. We have like talked about occasionally like adding some stuff for Republic, so they have something more to spend their money on. But we have not decided on anything regarding great projects yet.
Would Galadriel really have been that bad if she had taken the ring from Frodo? Yeah, she told you outright what would happen. She would have been.
Interesting that she starts unaligned. I mean, that might just be they haven't done many passes on it, so they probably just haven't sorted it out yet. Or maybe she has an event immediately, like she does for the marriage that she has. Maybe she'll have an event that, like, play historical or don't. They might do that. Do you think they're going to expand it to encompass the Maritime Silk Road? Because they said they would maybe do it in one of the China dev diaries. I don't think they'll do like the other. No, I think they'll just update the current Silk Road. I don't think they're going to add like another version of it.
pretty bad.
I feel like you're being negative.
I'm always negative, especially about elves.
Okay, that's fair, actually.
Let's see. Any major cities added in regions outside of Italy?
No.
I don't think.
It would be cool if they did add it, but I don't think they will. I think they would have talked about it already if they were gonna. I mean, if they're not gonna touch the landed one, potentially, I don't think they'll add a different one.
We've done any.
We have only changed Italy so far. We're looking at maybe making some tweaks to Germany and the German area, but that remains to be seen if we go through with it or not.
We are just about out of time here.
Yep.
The Maritime Silk Road went through
Let's go
Indonesia,
ahead
India,
and
then to
wrap
Egypt.
this up. We will.
Oh, there we go, guys. We made it. Do go through to their video and hit a like and stuff if you haven't already, because it was cool to see all this stuff. Yeah, I don't think they'll. Yeah, I think they would have talked about it if they were going to do the Maritime Silk Road. Again, they could do that in a DLC in the future, like an event pack or something. But there we go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I thought it'd be just something different to do today. And, you know, just something different for us to do on the channel. And, yeah, watch this, because I didn't get a chance to watch this today at work. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a video on. 13 minutes overtime. I know, right? Who's paying me? Who's paying me? I get paid tonight. What's the link to send donations after stream? Oh, Bear, I don't have one. But you can always... I think if you go on any of my videos, you can super chat as a comment. I believe you can do that on YouTube. So you can like leave a comment and make it a super chat. Or if you want to become a member, if you wanted to, you don't have to. But yeah, I think you can do super chats through comments. Maybe only on mobile. I don't actually know. I should do. But oh, you know, I'm always streaming, dude, every Wednesday and Friday. So if you did want to, that would be awesome. But as I always say, don't feel like you have to. But if you do, I always appreciate it. It helps me buy DLC and stuff. The money button. There you go. You can press the money button. The never-ending money button, guys. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this, guys. If you did, hit the like button. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel. A lot of Crusader Kings stuff coming in the future. A lot of dev diaries coming up by the sounds of it. And yeah, let me know if you like this kind of thing. It was kind of cool talking about stuff. And yeah, that was a 40-minute video, or basically, by the time they started. And we've been talking about it for 3 hours, 15 minutes. So, I don't know. I thought this would be fun rather than doing a video. I always like just talking to you guys on the channel, on live streams. So, I thought we'd just do this today instead for something different. Yeah, Wednesday I'll be back and we'll be doing our campaign. So, we'll be carrying on in our Iberia campaign, taking over Anatolia so we can get the last achievement we're after. But yeah, there we go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. A lot of cool information, a lot of good information, a lot of stuff that I'll talk about in Dev Diary videos. I was going to do a standalone video about this, but I think it was more fun to do this, so we're going to be doing that. And then, yeah, there'll be loads of Dev Diary stuff in the future where we'll talk about it, if I remember most of it. I want to throw some dollars your way because you go all out in the game content. I appreciate that. But your bank's like, nah, you got to wait. Well, you know. You need to learn some things from Silk and Silver. I appreciate it, Bear, though, if you do. A lot. I appreciate everyone who subscribes, hits the like button, is a member, like Knight and Taylor and everyone else who's a member, Destabilized America, who's a member. I appreciate it, guys. You help me carry on doing this. You know, I do it for the love of the game, but also, you know, it does help with me buying stuff. So I appreciate it, guys. Have a good weekend, whatever you're getting up to. I'll have some videos next week and we'll be back live streaming. So enjoy your weekend. I'll see you all next time.